Wait, back then. Why are you eating cream? Alright. What are you doing? Why are you doing this?
I don't know. Have fun.
I get that off as quickly as you can because cream stains really badly.
All right.
I'll tell you how I know this, by the way. We're really getting into it quickly.
Look at us.
When I ran live reviews of Aiden.
Oh, back in the day.
I did the classic. I think I saw a YouTuber do this fucking, those dumb videos where it's like they ask you questions and if you don't answer it or you answer it wrong, they slap you with cream in the face.
Oh my god, that fucking
those
old ass meme, yeah. Challenge video, yeah.
Yeah, I remember I never uploaded the video, which is weird. But I
sounds like a fat meme.
I filmed it with Aiden and he'd ask me like Doctor Who trivia.
And he slapped you with a bunch of cream.
And if I got it wrong, he'd slap me with cream. I remember I was wearing
That's pretty funny.
I remember everything I wore that day. I didn't put it in the wash for like a day later.
Oh my god.
And then I washed it and it like completely stained everything.
Oh.
Everything got stained.
Oh
So,
shit.
I don't know what it is about cream.
Well, I got the cream off as soon as I could, folks.
Don't know what it is, folks, but even my shoes that I was wearing.
We're finally figuring out how women feel.
It just stained it. I got this, by the way.
Women have known this for years, Connor. They know cream stains.
That's an old wives' tale. I remember Mitch told me in like high school. It's
What, jizz stains?
It goes off in the shower, in the wash, sorry.
Depends how deep the cum
Why,
seeps into the...
What have you been done?
Well, you remember Batman on my fucking sheets, don't you remember? Anyway, that's a bit of a niche story for
I wish I didn't know that.
for another day.
No, it comes off sheets.
you bloody wish.
It does.
I'm sure it does. Anyway, welcome folks to episode 44.
I'm pouring myself a Havana.
Connor's pouring himself a cognac.
No, it's a cognac.
And I got the Havanas in the fucking back. Anyway, welcome folks to episode 44 of the For a Laugh podcast. 444 Laugh. We are here today to entertain you with some beautiful escapism from the current situation that we won't even mention. We don't want to talk about it today. We're not in the mood.
Yeah.
We're just going to have a laugh. And frankly, we haven't planned much. I've got one thing I want to show Connor that who's to even say if we'll even get it up on the show. But yeah, what do you want to start off with?
We didn't really... I mean, I did one thing at work today. My dad went fishing.
That's right. Today was a bit of...
really work.
Your dad went fishing? That's so funny.
Yeah, he went fishing.
What, the old gone fishing sign?
Yeah, which is great because I had one thing to do. I slept into 11.
So you had work, the day off work today?
Yeah, well, I slept into 11, which is pretty shitty of me, but
yeah,
I had to get sand out of the back of my ute and that was it.
Oh, I see.
And the neighbours kept chatting to me, so I would have got it done quicker if they weren't chatting to me. I like my neighbours. They're nice people. They're nice enough. But I didn't go down.
You're going to be like
chat.
me right now, like all the controversy, like, no, what I meant was...
No, apparently I was a bit like that. My mum was in the garden. She heard me, but I was a bit like...
Cool. Well, she said you were a bit rude.
I don't know. I didn't think I was, but she was like, I heard you being a bit like, okay, cool, like... But I don't think I said that. I reckon she was bullshitting because I don't think I was saying.
All right,
that.
lady, get on with it. Yeah.
I was like, it's just like I was trying. You know when you're trying to get something done, you're like, when I get this done, I can relax.
Yes.
It's over your head, and you're like, well, I've got this to do.
Yes.
And if I get this done, I can
relax. You wanted to just go away. Yeah, yeah.
And I was like 75% done.
Okay.
And this guy, he likes to chat. I don't think he works anymore.
It's a classic neighbor.
Neighbors
love to fucking chat, especially unemployed neighbors.
I think he is unemployed, legit.
Yeah.
And
dude, our neighbor when she was looking for a job,
chat.
she'd always fucking chat. She still would chat to us, I think. But
I didn't go down there for a chat. I got shit to do.
That's what I'm like. Especially
don't talk to
for me. I'm like when I'm on the way from my door to my car because my garage, I have to walk. I can't just go straight to the garage if that makes sense. So I have to walk out from my door into the garage, and she always catches me there. And I'm like, I'm on the way to work. Like I need to fucking go do something. Like
I don't know. Well, he's always doodling and doing something, and like I just feel like I'm just. He always just wants to talk to me, and I feel really bad for him because like he doesn't have a lot of people to talk to, but
it's tough. It's a tough situation.
I'm always down there. I'm always doing stuff.
By the way, I'm not sure if I meant to show this on the podcast, but my neighbor, what she always does, it's not my neighbor, it's my neighbor's daughter. She always sits out there in the car park because we're in an apartment complex.
Waiting for you to walk out and she pretends to get out of her car and chats to you.
Oh, hi. No. What she does is she sits in her car park. So it's the daughter of the neighbor. She sits in her car in the car park, usually with her phone plugged into the Bluetooth, and she plays the music from her car. But she'll sit in that car for hours.
Well,
so
she's probably hotboxing.
Maybe she's hot. That's actually a good point. Maybe she's hotboxing.
Good place to do
I
it.
don't. I
here.
honestly don't know what the fuck she's up to because she stays there for hours on her own. It doesn't look like there's anyone in the car with her. And I was like, "Is your house really that like?"
Well, I was gonna say
maybe her
it
mum is
like
really
that.
strict. I don't know. Maybe the car is the only place she can get some privacy.
Yeah,
I don't know.
think maybe that is. We were lucky enough to grow up in houses where our parents weren't shit.
Yeah, no, and look, fair enough. If that's what it is, I feel bad for her. One time, I don't know if it was the same car. I think it might have been the same car, but I'm not honestly sure. I walked past a car that was parked in the car park. This was like late at night. Kath and I had been out to dinner and we came home. And I noticed someone was sleeping in the car. Like they were lying on the... so I went and I knocked on the door. And
Why would you do that?
there was a girl... I just wanted to see if she was
would you
okay.
do that?
It's my car park. I wanted to make sure. So she was like, huh? What is it? And I was like, are you okay? And she was like... I don't know. I can't deal with this. And she just like did that and went back to sleep. And I was like, okay.
So is she drunk or?
I don't know. I'm not sure if she's homeless because I think I've seen that lady here a few times.
Wait, so a homeless person just drives into your car park? And
I don't know. I think it might have been the same car. I'm not sure if it was or a different car. I haven't seen that particular woman here again. But like I said, now I keep seeing this daughter of the neighbor just sitting there, and I feel look if she feels like there's no way she can get out of the house, I feel bad, but it's just a bit weird. Especially sometimes I get home and the car is literally fucking pumping music like crazy, and I'm like, all right, I give her a wave, but it's.
Dan loves to do this. I remember when we left Cats 2019, and we've been drinking like all day.
Yes.
Remember we went to see Cats, me, Mitchell, and Dan, and we drank at mine, and then we went and we bought a lot of booze into the cinema. We snuck it in. We had
Yes.
that, and we went to the pub afterwards. I got into an argument with Mitchell, and it was just you and me, and we drove home. We didn't drive home. We got an Uber home.
Yes.
The guy suggested that we should go to church because we were talking about our mental problems. Remember
Yeah,
that?
that's right. Yeah.
And I tried to say we
You
should.
need to go to his church.
He's like, he was actually really nice. He was like, I've heard it a lot from people, and church will fix that issue. And I said to Dan, maybe we should try it.
Yeah.
But then we rocked up to my house, and there was this car outside. Remember that guy was like full on yelling at his girlfriend, which was really horrible.
That's right.
It sounded
he
really
was being
fucked.
he was being very verbally abusive. I don't
It was
know
horrible. It
who's to
sounded
say
awful.
if he was hitting her or anything, but
It sounded very sus.
he had the aggression in his voice of someone who would do that. I don't know
well,
if
she
he
was she was yelling at him like,
oh, they were having
I
a
hate
fat
you,
screaming
like, I
match.
hate
Yeah,
that
yeah,
I
yeah.
hate that I'm so into you or some
It's
shit.
really sad because I think I've talked about this on the show before, but I've heard that shit outside my house as well. It sucks when it's on your neighborhood because on one hand you're like, well, I don't want to deal with this shit, but on the other hand you go, that's my neighbor. I care about them. I just hope they're okay. You know.
Well, we went. Dan was like, we should go up, and at first I was like, we shouldn't, and I was like, actually, it is a woman, so we probably should. And we went up and knocked on the window, and he rolled down the window, and we're like, was everything okay here? And he literally sped off as quick as he could.
Yeah. We were like, are you guys okay?
was like,
What's
what?
happening? Yeah. We were just like, we're just checking that you're okay. And he just fucking, yeah.
Dude, he couldn't have got off quicker.
No, I think, yeah.
Which, that speaks louder than words.
Dude, he obviously knew what he was doing was wrong.
Unfortunately, that happens a lot, and we've been lucky enough to be in a. I told you, like, you know, I always say this in therapy. We're lucky enough to have always had a good friend group with guys who've never used girls. We're lucky enough to be in a family where no one's ever been abused or like that.
Yeah.
So sometimes when you see that in the real world, I think you had the same reaction to me as it fucking sucks, and it hits you like a ton of bricks because we're not used to that.
It is very sad, and we're
lucky to have good people in our lives that have never done anything shitty
Hmm.
like that.
I'm not sure if I've talked about this on the show, but a couple of years ago, I think it was I had left school, so for some reason I was at home.
You did mention this on like
ages ago. Yeah.
on the old For Our Life
Yeah,
podcast.
well, this May, I can't remember if it was on the weekend or a weekday that I just happened to be at home. But my mum was also at home, so it was me and my mum, and I think my sister was home, so maybe it was a weekend. But anyway, we heard like really, really loud arguing outside on the road, and my parents live on quite a busy road, so you know there's anyway, if you're being loud on the street, people are going to hear you basically. And so this chick was like screaming at her boyfriend, like really, really loud. We went out. Mum was like, what's going on? What's going on? And I was like, oh, it looks like they're fighting. And mum was like, oh, we need to go make sure they're okay. And I had a bit of the same reaction too. I was like, oh shit, are you sure? So anyway, mum storms out. We go out. The chick she was bruised. Like she was, you know, when it's like, it's someone's been hit, but it's just happened. So there's not a bruise yet, but they're like red.
Red mark.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So it probably would have gone purple after a few days. But yeah,
Fucked, yeah.
she had just been hit basically, and she was like crying, and she was like, "He's kicked me out. He's or it was something like no, I don't know if it was that he kicked her out. I think it was that she was trying to break up with him because he was abusive or something. So then he kicked her out, but it's like she wanted to leave, but it was a whole, you know what I mean? It's the drama. It's the drama that happens. And it, obviously domestic violence is very messy whenever it happens. Anyway, so we went over there and my mum gave her a hug and she like brought her over. She didn't bring her inside because she didn't want to make her feel uncomfortable, but she told me to bring a chair outside and like we got a blanket. She sat in the chair. We put the blanket on her. Mum was just talking her through it. We called the cops, who didn't come for like 2.5 hours, by the way. They fucking took ages. We got her to like, do you have a friend? Do you have a mum that can come and help? And actually her friends came and helped. It was really nice of us to do this. And I'm really glad that we provided that for our neighbor. But two things. First of all, it was, like you said, it's a bit of a shock, because we don't, when we don't see that, we don't experience that. And in a way we're lucky as well to be guys because, we probably wouldn't be on the same side of that issue if we were involved with that. You know what I mean? Like it wouldn't be the same for us if our girlfriends were abusing us, Anyway, so basically the other thing too, one thing that was weird is that every time you walk past that house now, every time I walk past, well, I don't live near my parents anymore, but if I drive past, if I see that house, I always think there's a fucking abuser who lives there.
It's funny how you mentioned the police because like, my mum was saying that one of her clients was saying that she lived next to someone who was clearly getting abused. Yeah. Like she could hear it. Yeah. Apparently it was the most awful thing she ever heard. God. But the problem is...
that's terrible.
It's so hard to prove. That's the thing. That's the worst part of it. Because it is behind closed doors.
It's not...
It's like...
Oh, are you saying if you're not the person involved?
Well... Mum said this woman had anonymously called the police.
The one being abused?
No, the one who was next door to hearing it.
Yeah, see, that's the thing. It's hard to prove if you're someone who's not involved.
Well, a lot of the women defend the person doing it.
That's right, yeah.
And it's almost like...
I walked into a door. Literally,
I
fell down the
half-measure
stairs.
speech from Breaking Bad.
Yes. Yeah, of course.
It's 100% like that.
Yeah.
What a great
I slipped and hit my head. I fell down the stairs. What a great monologue, by the way. Yeah, 100%.
And he's crying. He'll never do it again.
Swearing.
It's literally like that.
Yeah.
That's
swearing. I'll never hit her again. Such an
amazing scene, by the way.
Yeah, no, and it's so true because...
What makes that scene so amazing is that of how accurate it is.
And also how much I think people like us who respect women, not that it's a joke, but just that it's... whatever, but just as a meme. No, for people like us who would never even think about doing that, it does make you so mad. It does I actually wanted to fucking like go up to that fucking guy's house and like, not necessarily knock, but like maybe,
dun, dun, dun,
yeah, literally, but like maybe like spray paint on his thing, like, abuser or something. I always thought this guy should face some kind of fucking justice because I don't think he ever got anything. But
don't.
Part of the reason I brought this all up, obviously it's slightly different from the abuse thing, but just to go back to my neighbor, the daughter in a car the other night, I'll actually try to get this up because it was quite interesting. I think I might have sent this to you, but the other night...
What, was she on the news or something?
No, the other night we were going to bed actually, and it wasn't that late, it was like 10 o'clock.
You got a text?
No, I'm getting it up because I think I sent it to my mum, so...
After this I need to talk to you about...
Oh, all right. I'll fix them next time. We're experimenting, all right? Anyway, so I said this to my mum, but basically we were going up to bed and Kath basically was like, wait, babe, there's something, outside. And I was like, oh, what? What do you mean? And she was like, oh, there's a police car outside.
Oh, yeah, you sent me this.
Yeah, I sent you this. So let me just find it. But basically, yeah.
You sent it in the Case Nice Copycats chat.
Yeah, I won't send it because there's a mention of the suburb I live in the video. But basically, there were cop cars in our car park. Basically,
did you censor by the way?
The what?
Did you censor the Easter episode?
Yes, I did.
Even in the one you put out today?
Yes.
All right, cool.
Of course, I'm a censor king.
You literally said I went to put it out, and then
I
at
nearly
last
put it out
second,
uncensored. I very nearly put it out
nearly
uncensored. But
forgot.
then I remembered to censor all the specific names and mentions of locations.
I'm really into that because one day when it kicks off,
I agree. We don't want
fuckers
people
will go,
digging back
Do you know,
through.
Aiden is the absolute worst for that. We'll get into that, but you continue.
No, so anyway, we sat there and we were like fucking, watching reality TV. Literally, we were just sitting there watching the fucking, out the window to see the cop cars. And basically, the cop got out and was like talking to him. So we kept trying to think what it was, like why they came. I thought, Kath theorized that maybe she was drunk driving and then she pulled in. Like maybe she was drunk driving or speeding or something and they followed her into the car park, if that makes sense. So maybe that happened. Maybe she was just sitting in a car hotboxing and playing music and one of the neighbors complained and they came and investigated. I don't know. But they were chatting to her for ages. And then when she finally walked into the house, she walked in and she threw her head back. She was like, oh. They must have given her a fine or something. But we were trying to listen to her. I couldn't really hear what the problem was, but yeah, I don't know. I feel bad for her.
There was a meth house, like 4 houses down from me.
Jesus, I think you told me about this, but I'm not sure if you talked about it on the show.
Yeah, that wasn't really much to say, really. Like, it's just
You
like
just knew they were cooking meth. And it happens.
Well, no, they got busted, and there was like a whole meth operation.
Oh,
like,
wow.
Yeah, literally like 4 houses down from me, which is weird.
We had that. My parents, their neighbor was a weed dealer.
Yes.
And one day all the cops came and like these dogs went in, like the whole thing. I think they were growing weed in there. I don't know. Something like that.
Remember that one near the park?
Yeah.
I can't say names, but remember I sent you that photo of the house that burnt down?
Yes.
What's what happens a lot of the time, these meth houses catch alight.
Yeah. It's a meth lab that lights up. Yeah.
And then they just the whole fucking
Well,
thing.
they're cooking unsafely.
You see, 90% of the time you see a house that's burnt down, it's normally because it's a meth.
Yeah, it's some kind
house,
of
like
lab.
a crack den, like where they make the meth.
That's crazy. That's wild. Well, one thing, my neighbor, I can't remember what it was. My old neighbors. Maybe it was either that they, like my parents' neighbors. Maybe it was that they were growing weed or they were selling it. But I'm like, first of all, if you're gonna grow weed, don't sell it from the house that you fucking grow it out of. Do you know what I mean? Like, that's just 101. This is fucking economics.
My ex-girlfriend's best friend, like, grows weed and like sells it.
Well,
that to me is a bit. I didn't really want to
get involved.
I was already a bit against. I didn't really like her anyway, and then I heard that, and I'm like, that's so classic you.
Well, I mean, I think that what, the friend you mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
how dare you?
I was just checking. No, I don't know. I think it's one of those. You grow potatoes, you sell them on the street market.
You.
Part of me thinks that a little bit. In the Capital Territory, it's legal to grow a little bit. It's not.
No,
it's a very small amount. So
I just think that like it added a lot. It just explained a lot of her characteristics.
The friend, you mean?
That she grew fucking weed in her garden, and like a lot of it.
Did she live alone? Or with her parents?
I can't really say. If I told you the place, it would make total sense. It's up there.
Yeah. Okay.
It's up. Quite far that way.
Yeah. Oh,
so it's a big bit of land.
Yeah, I see what you mean. Okay.
That
makes more sense.
I hope I'm not going to get in trouble for saying that. I haven't said names or places.
No. Well, I've heard of a couple different weed places. Yeah. I heard of one, and then a couple of years later, I heard on the news that
they got busted.
I saw it on the news. Oh, this big weed farm in.
Can't remember exactly. You know what really shocked me? I was in the we went back when the local was open.
Mm-hmm.
There's a couple of pubs down there, and I was in one of them, not my normal one.
Yes.
You know Josh, the electrician?
Yeah.
He doesn't like to go to our pub. He always likes to go to the other
one. Oh, okay. Yeah. The more fancy one.
Yeah, I'm not a fan. For many reasons.
Oh, fuck
don't shit where you eat, that's what I'll say. And I definitely did. I did. I do.
You're a fucking tit.
No, but he was he's really good friends with the owner who owns that pub, and then his wife runs the one that we really like.
Yes. Oh, cool.
And he was saying to us, this blew my mind. Yeah. By the way. He was saying on the tribute nights, they do tribute nights down the local.
Oh yeah.
You know when they do like
Yeah.
He said the most common drug that we find, we find little packets of, is meth.
Where? What do you mean, like backstage?
Can you believe that? No, like in the toilets and stuff and on the floor. It's meth.
Really?
Meth.
Down at our local?
I was like,
wow.
I was like, what? He said that.
Do you reckon that's like all the 40,
Bikies?
50-year-olds who like maybe they're not bikies now, but they used to be.
I don't know.
And they're trying to have like a
Does that
taste
shock
of
you as much as it shocked me?
It does. But what I'm saying is, I know that some of the places in our area, some of the houses are quite wealthy. So I can imagine it would be like people who have retired, maybe because they had a crazy life in their youth. And
Look,
maybe they're like,
yeah, but
I'll hit a bit of meth here and there.
I get like coke and MDMA. Like I always hear people like snorting in the toilets.
Yeah, meth to me does seem a bit extreme.
But meth
is like a real. I've never done meth. Obviously, I don't know what it's like.
Don't ever touch meth. Trust me. No, I've done it, but
meth seems to me to be like a very desperate drug. Do you know what I mean? Like very, yeah. I don't like the sound of meth, frankly.
Apparently, that's it. Once you've done it, and
meth also seems Meth also seems very like anxiety inducing and like just paranoia. Like meth doesn't sound pleasurable at all.
Yeah, you just need to go on a couple of YouTube videos and talk to some previous meth addicts and just listen to them, and you're like, no,
Oof, that's tough.
Look, drugs are iffy. I think we both have the same stance where it's like, just had a little bit of fun, but it can quickly become an issue, and I think that's how we look at it. We just have a little bit of fun. Don't go too far.
Totally, I agree. I think have it insofar as you can enjoy it and whatever. If you know that you personally have the kind of personality that gets addicted, that abuses that kind of thing, obviously stay away from it. But if you can have a bit of fun without indulging in it too much,
I also suggest talking to friends about it, a therapist.
Yeah, definitely.
Just talking about it.
If you're gonna do it, be open about it. Don't be and just let it be cool. And if you want to experiment, that's fine. Get the experiences of life, but don't let it diminish your life. Don't let it ruin the rest of your life. If you're gonna do it, like what I'm saying, not the rest of your life, but let you doing it just be a fun thing you do, and don't let it infect your work, your friends, your social life. Like don't let it infect all the other parts of your life. You know what I mean?
Quickly,
Like, I ain't out here doing fucking, well, I have gotten drunk on a weeknight, but you know what I mean? I'm not out here.
We just filmed an episode on Wednesday.
I know, but what I'm trying to say is that I'm not out here getting fucking hung over every fucking weeknight.
I feel like
and getting high every weeknight.
When on a weekday, when
I'll
try my best to not drink.
Look. To be fair, we're fucking 21-year-olds. So if we want to get a bit fucked up before we have work the next day, we're probably almost too old to be able to do that.
Yeah, but we pay the price.
That's very much no, but that's what I'm saying is like young people are lucky enough to have the fucking bodies to be able to cope with that shit.
Did I speak about the after the St. Paddy's Day? How were you okay with that? Me and Mitch were literally dying, and he goes to work and he's okay.
What do you mean?
I was literally after St. Patrick's Day.
After we got completely fucked up.
I bought like $130 worth of rounds, and we all did.
Same.
Which means that's like 4 drinks.
I spent about 100.
Like 4 rounds each.
Well, here's the thing. I was lucky enough that St. Paddy's Day was the Tuesday. On the Wednesday, I didn't have work till 1 p.m. So I was
up at 6. I literally felt like I was going to die.
I was hard. No, dude, even I woke up at like 10 and I still felt like shit. Like
we at least had. Oh, that's a way to go out, because literally about a week later, they closed
that was.
the pubs.
I mean, we kind of. The thing is, at that point, it wasn't very bad in Australia, and they hadn't closed anything down. They hadn't put any restrictions in. Other countries were starting to say, "Let's lock it down."
The day later, they put in a restriction of 100 people.
No, I know, but what I'm saying is like, other countries had already started to shut down places, and I think honestly, I already was a bit like, should we be doing this?
I agree.
I'm not so sure. Like I was, I was a little bit not sure if we should have done it. I'm glad we did it only because things got locked down the next day, and also only because almost everyone who was there did seem to be young and healthy and whatever.
Also, we're fine. We got away.
And
with
we're fine. Yeah, nothing happened in the end.
Not saying we couldn't. Everything's okay. There was literally someone there on the fucking Saturday who had it.
I would not. I mean, I haven't gone out since then, and I haven't gone out because
we went to the local when that was it.
Oh, we went to the local, but that was we were very.
I was sauced that night.
Yeah, you were.
So were you? Are you mad? What do you mean?
No, what I'm saying was it wasn't a crazy busy fucking
crack spot overhead
place. Oh.
Nah, it wasn't. That was a really great night.
Yeah, what I'm saying is
fucking Mitchell. He's like,
yeah, no, sorry. The last time we went out,
he was for once in his life a responsible drunk. We all had something in the morning. He was like, Connor, we should go. You've got to be up at 6. It was like 12 o'clock. It's like 12:30. And I was like, nah. Let's keep going. He's like, Connor, if we keep going now, you won't get home till 3 and you have to be up at 6.
Yeah, literally.
And I was like, I'm cool with that. Almost feel like I would have been.
Dingo. But no, you're right. The last time we went out was really good. But
how are you cool with that? I literally felt like I was going to die.
I wasn't cool with it. I just happened to be able to sleep in. So
I got into some trouble for that. Because I honestly, I rocked up to TAFE like, I think an hour late.
Yeah.
And I think they didn't assume I was hungover, but
that's classic you.
The way I passed.
What do you mean you passed?
I passed the unit, so...
I just said it was classic you to be fucking late and hungover.
Yeah, but I was only late and hungover like 3 times.
You're like, I was only late and hungover because of you.
It's true.
Yeah, you were.
It was your birthday. Am I not
I
going to
know,
go hard?
of course you are. Of
I
course
gonna
you
go
fucking
home?
are.
What am I going to do here?
I got no excuse.
I'm just saying, like, I reckon they must have thought I was like high because, and I wasn't, but I was like very sluggish. I remember...
Weren't you?
No, I wasn't. Trust me.
Okay.
I remember my lecturer said, go and get a square. And I walked into the storeroom.
Yeah.
And I'm looking at all these tools. And I'm like, he walks in with me. And I'm like, can't see a square. And he's like, it's just right there. Literally right in front of me.
Oh my God.
And I was
you
like...
were fucked up.
I literally was just like...
Oh yeah. Sorry.
Bro, I was like, well... But then, like, a day later, I broke down and was like, I'm so sorry. Like,
You had a bit of a cry.
I did.
It happens, man.
But one of my lecturers was like, it was one of his points. He was like, you're coming in
drunk,
hungover.
Look at ye.
No, I wasn't drunk.
Right, I see.
He's like, you're coming
No, I know.
hungover. And I was like, it was my friend's 21st.
He was like, he was trying to give you a fucking intervention. He was like, you need to get your life together.
It seemed like it.
Yeah.
But that's my life in a nutshell. I am going to get
in
drunk
need of an intervention.
But I'm going to just pass.
Yeah, yeah.
And I did pass. I had to work my ass off.
Yeah, no, I know.
But literally that day at the computer, I was just like, Mitch messaged me, he's like, I've been sick 3 times. And I was like,
fuck.
I've never been sick.
I don't do that, though.
Me
I
either.
never get
Me
sick
either.
the day
But
after.
that's the one time I felt like I literally messaged mum, I was like, I think I'm going to come home because I feel like I'm going to
Because you felt shit, yeah.
But I remember...
Fair enough.
I went home and it was on a Tuesday, so Better Call Saul had come out and I hadn't seen the episode, so I came home from the pub at like 2 a.m.
Oh my
I remember
God.
I said to you, I'm
and you
going to watch the episode because I don't want to get spoiled on Twitter.
I remember, yeah.
And I watched it and I woke up in the morning and I was like, hang on a minute. Did I really watch it? Because I don't remember what happened. And I remember I came home from my lunch break and I started watching it and I was like...
That's so funny.
Oh yeah, I kind of did see this.
Oh,
But then
that's so
there was
funny.
giant bits of the episode I kind of just missed. And I
Yeah,
was like...
and then some bits like are clumps and you're like,
Yeah, and
I remember.
I ate some Weet-Bix and I was like, oh, I feel a lot better. But then like an hour later, I was like, oh,
That's so funny.
means the stamina. And I was like, this is not good. Honestly, I felt like absolute trash the whole day.
Well, to change gears a little bit,
what?
I am a little hungry. So I'm just going to interrupt the show right here. I got these snacks for my 21st, actually. These are Thomas the Tank Engine mixed berry flavor snacks right here.
Your birthday, that's a bit weird.
I used to love Thomas the Tank Engine, bro. I went fucking hard for that
It
shit.
was my favorite as a kid.
And I believe that these snacks are something that I used to actually have when I was a kid. I think my parents went online and ordered these
Really?
from a UK. Yeah, I think so. So anyway, it's a bit of a throwback.
Well, I feel honoured that you're giving me some.
Well, I was a little bit hungry before we started shooting, and I was like, we need to start shooting the episode. So I'll just
gluten free,
Yes, finally.
99% fat free.
Wait, is this kosher?
What do you mean?
Kosher is like if it's okay for Jewish people to eat.
What?
Haven't you heard that? Kosher.
Larry.
Yeah.
I probably have heard it on the curb. I just haven't paid attention.
Yeah, so kosher is like if food... You know halal? If a food is halal?
No.
You haven't heard of halal? Halal and kosher are like the same...
Yes, hello.
No, like if a meal is kosher, it means it's okay with Jews. Because I think Jewish people, I think...
You can't eat pig.
Yeah, something like that. They can't eat dirty
that's
pigs.
Muslims.
Maybe halal is no pigs. It's something like that. But
No, Muslims is pork. Oh, no, that's pig.
You fucker. No, that's the thing I don't know.
That's the dumbest thing I've ever said.
Let me find the fucking definition here. What does kosher mean? I'm gonna clear this up so we can all
These are nice. I like
understand the Jewish. These are fucking nice, aren't they?
these. I love Thomas the Tank.
The Hebrew word kosher means fit or proper as it relates to Jewish dietary law. Kosher foods are
They don't
permitted
eat
to
cow.
be eaten and can be used as ingredients in the production of... It doesn't fucking say what... Yeah, I guess it means without cow. What makes something kosher? Kosher food is prepared in accordance... To qualify as kosher, mammals must have split hooves and chew their cud. Oh. Fish must have fins and removable scales to be considered kosher. Only certain birds are kosher. Okay, so they can eat cows, I think?
No, Hindus can't eat cow.
God, Jesus, there are too many religions to keep up with the fucking diets,
I know
man.
Hindus can't.
Well,
And
yeah.
then Muslims can't eat pork.
I guess that's why kosher is such a specific one, because it's so specific.
You know that,
and it varies so much.
Yeah, but no, actually, you know that Aziz in Master of None?
Yeah.
Aziz
Yeah, he's like, I eat pork, yeah.
But Aziz is, what religion is he?
He's Muslim, yeah.
Yeah, so Muslims can't eat
Here we go.
pork.
What makes something halal? Halal food is that which adheres to Islamic law as defined in the Quran. The Islamic form of slaughtering animals or poultry, dabiha. I can't say that
You
word.
butchered that word.
I fucking did. Involves killing through a cut to the jugular vein, carotid artery, and windpipe. Animals must be
fucked.
alive and healthy at the time of slaughter, and all blood is drained from the cut. Jesus Christ, what the hell?
That's the thing. Like, this is probably why my mum's a vegetarian.
Oh, so halal. Okay. Oh, so there is halal meat. Oh, so it depends on different kinds of meat, but also the way the meat is slaughtered. That is fucking wild. Oh my god.
Remember that
Dude, being religious must be so fucking hard.
That's why I'm an atheist.
You got so much shit to worry about.
Do you remember that video that Pat Porteous showed us with the cow getting slaughtered in Indonesian? You surely got shown that. It was horrible.
What kind
It's like it's a tradition for them to slit
Oh, Jesus
a
Christ.
cow's neck
Oh,
whilst it's still alive.
these are fucking tasty, man.
I remember you were in my
Thomas the
you
Tank
weren't in
Engine,
my
so
year
yeah.
9 class actually. That was Declan. Dude, he showed the video and like he said, "Look, I'm going to show you this. We have to watch this Indonesian documentary. There is a scene in it where a cow's neck gets slit, and if you don't want to see it, you can leave the classroom." I remember I didn't. I was like, "Oh, I kind of want to see what this is about."
Yeah, you're like, go on.
It was awful.
C'est la vie. That wasn't you.
Awful.
Oh, Jesus.
Are you doing Ricky? If that's true, excellent.
Yeah.
Is that what you were doing?
Yeah, I was like, c'est la vie.
That's true.
If that's true.
Excellent.
Excellent.
Dude, that said out to me so much. What does that even mean?
I don't know.
That's true. Excellent.
I'll check c'est la vie.
Are you sure that's what he says?
Hey, it's in the caption. C'est la vie.
No, put Silla V The Office UK.
C'est la vie. No, I'm just trying to find translation.
I'll go translation.
C'est la vie means that's life. Yeah, there you go.
Surely not, but then put that in and put The Office to see if that's actually what he says.
C'est la vie. Yeah, it is. C'est la vie, the office.
Because it always goes with the
It's not going to be...
He does say that. That's
Yeah.
life, that's true.
Se-
Excellent.
I'll just play it. Why not?
Yeah, go on. That's
Get-
such a good scene.
Let the
Office
audience
is
hear.
so good. Are you going to play the video?
See, I'm not sure if it's playing through the
Thing or...
yeah, I don't know. Our thing's been anyway, I'll just fucking
Where's your
play it.
speaker at?
My speaker's right here, but
Working, is
the
it?
sound's been a little bit doinky lately, so I'm gonna play it here, and hopefully we can hear it.
I have a 12-second clip.
People say I'm the best boss. They go, oh, you know, we've never worked in a place like this before. You're such a laugh. You get the best out of us. And I go, c'est la vie. If that's true, excellent.
He's so good.
There you go. That's life. That is life.
I literally watched the Curb episode yesterday of him in it.
With Ricky Gervais. You've been watching Curb Your Enthusiasm with...
I am on series 9 now, and then Ricky appears
Dun,
in an
dun,
episode
dun,
in series 8.
That's the show for anyone who's unaware.
They just bounce off each other so well. Honestly,
Ricky seems like a great...
he was so fit in it. Did you see that?
yeah.
He lost weight for like a good 2 years, and then he just put it back on again.
Ricky became so fit, and
he actually
he's not unfit now. I mean,
No,
if you
but
look at him in
when
Afterlife,
he's actually no, but have you seen? Type in Ricky Gervais Finn. He's quite a handsome.
Ricky
I'm not trying to say,
Gervais
but he's
hot. No,
just
fit.
Thin.
Thin. Sorry,
Yeah,
okay,
thin.
thin. Yeah, thin.
Look at him when he's thin. Like he's actually.
What this?
Yeah, that's young.
When he's
That's young Ricky.
when he's a little bub.
You look quite. He's got like the chiseled chin as well.
Jesus, that is wow. That is quite thin. That is
Yeah.
very thin.
So
Okay, that is impressive.
I think it was in like
This with Chris Martin.
when he was filming. I think it was Idiot Abroad Series 3. There was like a dramatic weight loss,
Yes.
and then somewhere between that and when he filmed Derek Series 1.
Yeah, he put on a bit.
Put on like no, well, he put it on. He lost it heaps of weight,
Yeah.
and then he put it on again. And then he literally admitted he did a Twitter video like last week, and he's like, I got to that point now. Where I'm pretty old. I'm just not gonna bother.
It's funny because he talked about it in his special a little bit. He was like, what did he say? He was like, for a while I was doing just enough exercise to be able to have this exact amount of wine and cheese that I want. Like
We should be like
that's where I feel like I am right now. I feel like I do just enough to be able to drink and eat like shit, but I still kind of look like shit. So I guess I'm not fucking.
Have you watched Derek?
No, I haven't.
You work with disabled people and you haven't watched Derek.
Yes,
Bro, it's like The Office. It's like 2 seasons and 1 special.
I actually do want to watch it. I do. I would very much like to.
It's actually a really good show.
I've heard it's very good.
This is classic me, by the way. I watched it when it came out, and I said to Dan, "You should watch it." And he's like, "I will." He doesn't listen to me. Have you watched it?
And folks, I've never been sent wrong by not listening to Club.
You watched Afterlife though.
It's always paid out. Yeah, I loved Afterlife. Yeah.
It was Series 2 comes out next Friday.
I was gonna say Series 2 comes out very soon of Afterlife.
I'm surprised it was received as well as it was, because not because it was bad, but like it was very
Dark.
confronting.
Yes. Well, I was gonna say about what do you call it, Derek? I would actually be very interested to watch it. I'm open to it. I want to enjoy
You
it.
could watch it in a week.
I just know that there's some controversy around it.
Oh, him playing a disabled person.
Yes, I just know that there is always controversy within like disabled conversations of can non-disabled actors play disabled people. I don't really know where I fall on it. I think if it's a good portrayal in terms of the not just the actor, but like
Didn't
if
Bryan Cranston do that? And then,
yeah, that was a controversy, and I think that was a controversy because it was more recent. Derek was what, like 2015, maybe even before that. So I think Derek probably happened just before there was
Well, I think
a controversy, but
from someone who's seen it,
yeah, I think if the show,
I would say they handle it
yeah, look,
pretty. No, but what makes me laugh is that I love Ricky, by the way. I think everything does is great. I'm not trying to rip into him, but like,
no, I like him too, and I know he has good intentions. So I'm not.
He did like, I don't know what special it was from. I think it was from, I don't know what special it was, but I think it's a special called Modern Science or something like that.
Science, yeah.
Science, yeah. He did like a huge bit on like how a lot of disabled people come up to him for autographs.
Yeah.
And he did the hair that he does for Derek. He did the face. He did the voice.
I see.
That he did to impersonate the people asking for signatures. That's what he uses for Derek. But
so maybe it's a bit. Yeah. Look, again, I think if it's a tough one. I think probably in that comedy special, it sounds a little bit like mimicking or mocking. I'm not saying.
Ricky.
Look,
He listens to everything.
look, I'm not one to. I don't get on the cult cancel culture train.
You don't get offended.
No, I don't. Yeah. I'm not the cancel culture kind of guy. I look, if someone does something problematic or if they've done something, I'll fucking say it. I'll acknowledge it. But I don't think that cancels Ricky as a comedian. I still think he's funny. I do think he has good intentions. For everything. I haven't watched Derek, so I can't really comment on it. I'm just saying, in terms of the larger conversation about people without disabilities playing people who have disabilities. On one hand, I think it's good to spread a positive message, and part of that means that you should have content that involves people with disabilities, but I think it should involve people with disabilities. I mean, portraying them is one thing, including them in the production is another thing. Portraying them is good if you're portraying them good. Including them in the actual production and casting real people with disabilities is even better. So that's kind of where I stand on it. Yeah, and I think that portraying disabled people well...
RJ
even
Minnie,
if you
who's
have
driving Doug.
No, but even if you have actors who are not disabled portraying physically or mentally disabled people in films, I don't think it's that bad. I think as long as the portrayal is respectful and good. But like I said, I think the more you can actually cast real people with disabilities, the better.
Well, Jack Whitehall got in trouble because he's playing the first openly gay character in the Disney movie Jungle Cruise.
That's right, and he's totally straight. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, well, and that's a great example. It's like there are so many, and again, that's the other thing. There are so many.
Do you know Joe spoke about it?
Who?
Rogan.
Oh yeah, what did he say?
He was like, let the guy be. Like,
It's not okay. First of all, it's not his fault. He got cast. Do you know what I mean? What
like Jack, I saw him live.
when you get cast, it's not your fault. Like you know, actors. You know, you're a fucking businessman. You wanna do as many roles.
No to being in a movie with The Rock and
Yeah, are you gonna say no to fucking
Emily
money?
Blunt.
Like I don't blame.
No, you are not.
I don't blame him for taking it, but as someone who wants to see progress and stuff, there are so many gay actors that are good actors and famous. That it's Billy Eichner. Like Billy Eichner looks almost exactly like fucking Jack Whitehall. Couldn't you? And he's funny as well. So
Yeah, Billy is great.
could you not have just cast him? Like I'm not dissing Jack Whitehall. I'm just saying the casting producers probably should have cast someone gay. But at the same time, I'm not gonna.
Fucking Hollywood. Let's be honest.
It's fucking Hollywood. I'm not gonna fucking cast shade or anything on Jack Whitehall or anything. You know, like I said, I'm not about that cancel culture shit. And I know that Jack Whitehall again has the best intentions. You know, and I'm sure he'll portray it in a very respectful way. That's not, you know, ooh, you know what I mean, like the classic fucking gay stereotype. I'm sure it'll be respectful.
Well, that's why. Yeah,
Like I said, I think portraying
Billy. He's
people.
great,
yeah, I just think portraying people like that is good. Involving them is better. That's how I'll put it. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
But no one's perfect. No one's perfect, and
need stuff like
Hollywood
that,
is
though.
especially not fucking perfect.
we need stuff like Ricky, and we need stuff like Curb. We need those things that kind of like push out the. You can joke about this. It's fine.
I'm all for. I do think you can joke. We watched. Kath and I watched Tom Segura's new special. He's a great comedian, and you know, he had a bit about you can be offended by things, and you have a right to be offended. You have a right to write letters and blah blah blah. But you don't really have a right to expect anything to change because you're offended. You know what I mean? Like, and I kind of agree with that. I think you're allowed to be disappointed in someone if they don't recognize that they're being problematic and they don't at least try to change a little bit. But at the same time, I think you've got to look at a lot of performers and a lot of studios. People do generally have good intentions and they're not trying to be problematic. They're not trying to, unless someone's being a real dick and they're clearly trying to be offensive. One of my coworkers, and look, obviously not all Asian people are the same, but one of my coworkers who's Malaysian sent me this video that was just really racist about Chinese people and about the whole coronavirus thing. And it was like a Star Wars parody, and it was like Rogue Wuhan instead of like Rogue. Yeah. Like the jokes weren't even funny. Do you know what I mean? The jokes.
Fuck this, Mike. I'm sorry.
All right.
No, I get that, but surely you
just turn it upside down.
Surely
like do this, like that.
What? How?
There you go.
Ah,
There you
why?
go. See?
No, but surely you. I remember. I that's handy. I should do it like this.
There you fucking go.
No, but I remember. I actually mentioned it in therapy, just as like a.
Yeah.
It's like a. It just. I didn't even mean to talk about it. I mentioned it just to be like. I'm just gonna mention it mid sentence. I was just like.
Cancel culture and all that.
No, how I experienced a lot of racism to being British when I moved to Australia. I'm sure you experienced the exact same thing. Like, I got called a pom for years.
Yeah.
And I got called all sorts, like a Brit. I got called everything, a whinge and pom, everything, Yeah. And it is sad that I got to the point now where I do get called it still. I got called it this month even. But it's weird how even in my head, I'm sure with you, we've uncensored the word. We're like, whatever, I don't care. Like, Well, but I feel like if I went out to an Australian and been like, whenever I got to Australians and I'm like, especially, I feel like I don't watch sport, but I feel like watching sport is where it comes out, and especially with the Ashes. And I remember even any sport, we were in Bali, and the rugby was happening. It was the All Blacks versus England. And I remember we were in a club in Bali.
Oh, that's right.
And that Kiwis are the most nicest people. So he was really
Kiwis
cool.
Kiwis are good, hey. Kiwis are fucking such a good
He came up to me and we were chatting. I'm like, "Oh, mate, how was that game tonight?" And he was like, all right. But I've experienced with Australians with the same thing with cricket.
Yeah.
I'd be like, "How about that game?" They're like,
Oh, you fucking pommy.
You pommy cunts. Like, just wait for the next test. Like, they can't.
Yeah.
They have no chill. And I feel like, but they're the quickest to say pom. But if we say something back,
it's interesting. Australia.
By the way, this is a good thing to say. So, like, obviously, like, there's obviously the N word, which is like the most offensive thing you can say to a black person. Do you feel like, I wouldn't say pom is anywhere near as offensive, but people do take it very personally. Do you see that as like a thing that you should be offended? I remember when I first went.
No, I know what you mean.
When I first got called it,
yeah,
I was a bit like, that's unnecessary. You're picking on me for being from a certain country. I couldn't pick where I was born. My parents moved me to this country. I had no word or say into it. And now you're ripping into me just because I was born. That had nothing to do with me.
I think
they're kind of similar. I'm not trying to say that the N word and pom is the
pom
same
our
thing.
N word.
Yeah, the clip. Yeah, yeah. I'm not trying to say that anywhere near as obviously the N word.
No, totally.
So
Look.
much shit,
The difference obviously is that, you know, on one hand, English people fucking colonized Australia, and so our ancestry is.
That's a good point. Hey.
You know, so in a way, the British nationality has the upper hand on Australia. If they want to...
And they hate that.
Yeah,
they absolutely hate it.
Look, if they want to be a bit cheeky back to it, I get it. I get it. But, so obviously, the difference is that pom... You know, British people are not historically fucking oppressed. Do you know what I mean? Like, we've always had the upper hand. So it's not like pom is a symbol of our... being put down, whereas obviously, you know, the N word, it symbolizes the black history of slavery and oppression.
It's so much worse.
Not equal. So obviously it's different. But that being said, you know, any kind of thing that is...
but it is racist.
Yeah, look, anything that...
100%.
I would say that some people... Look, I'm not trying to excuse slurs or anything, but, you know, some people use pom affectionately. Some people use it without any intention of being offensive.
But would you say?
But I do think a lot of people
over it.
I think a lot of people use it offensively. I had the experience that like my Uncle Dop would say pom, but not offensively. He would just say, "Oh, is that guy pom as well?" Like that was just his kind of word for it, you know. So I think there are probably a lot of people who use it like that. I'm sure it also depends on the way it's been used to you. You know what I mean? If you personally have experienced, it could be pom, it could be any kind of word that is. You know, some people consider it more racist, some people less. But if you've had a bad experience, of course, you're going to feel like it's hurtful. I think it definitely depends on how people use it. And I think people having that kind of feeling of like, oh, you're not from here, get out. Like, I think that's stupid. You know what I mean? I think if you're fucking from any country, if you come to anywhere, Australia, America, whatever, you've obviously come there because you think that's the best country to go to. So if you're saying to someone who's British or Asian or whatever, because I know there's a lot of Australian animosity towards Asians as well, because they're like, oh, China's coming to take us over and all this shit.
America too,
yeah, America has a similar thing, but you know, I think anyone who's saying that kind of shit, it's like if the person has come to your country, they clearly think your country is worth something because they fucking came there. So they already start on a playing field with you that they like your country almost as much, if not more than you do, because they chose it over their home country, you know? So I just think the whole thing of people saying, oh, fuck you, you pom, or even to Asian people, oh, you fucking chink, or whatever, you know, whatever they use to Asians.
Well,
I think it's like that. And again, I'm not comparing those two words either. Obviously, they have different connotations too. But.
I feel like we have the same thing, and I have the same argument with Declan whenever I see him. Declan's a friend of ours, but he can never understand how it's a bit like what Ricky says. I feel like, and what you said about I don't know the stand-up, but he said everything can be funny, and I feel like I feel like I would never go out of my way to upset anybody. I would never call anyone. I don't think I've ever called anyone anything racist. I would never go that far to make someone feel bad from what country they're from, because that's what I felt. But I also feel like, why can't we joke about everything to an extent where it won't upset people?
You can make all that shit.
How come people can... A camera went...
Yeah, that's right. I don't... I'll replace
Is it mine?
Yeah.
It's always fucking mine.
I'm sorry. No, but
remember how Declan always gets annoyed when I used to just say stuff? And I think... You know what? It's like, the way I look at it, I always call it the Simpsons paradox. The Simpsons ripped and have into every single country, but they do the exact same thing to America.
Yes.
And that's always the way I've looked at it. I rip into Australia and England as much as I rip into every other country. And I feel like that's where it should be. There should never be one above the other. every country has flaws, and you can rip into every single country, but don't let one be above the other. That's when it becomes racist, in my opinion.
Totally. And I think you can, I also think you can, I think you can rip into every country because I think every country has, like you said, their own flaws and their own quirks. And, you know, I think it also comes down to if you rip it into the country and sort of not necessarily the people. I know that's a bit of a hard distinction to make, but it's like, you know, if you can distinguish between making a joke, you know, trying to do it in good taste. Because also, you know, some racist jokes are just lazy. Do you know what I mean? Like, you know, like I said, that video that I got sent from my coworker, which I was quite disappointed to receive it, to be honest. And you know, she's generally quite nice. And look, she did say, she was like, oh, some people would say it's a bit racist. Sometimes you need to laugh in these times. And you know, on the surface of that, I agree with
That's
it.
at the expense of someone who's clearly suffering from a lot of hate at the moment because of just the...
On the surface of that, like, I agree. You know, okay, not everyone has to be so sensitive. We can have a laugh. But I watched the video and I was just like, that is just so...
Do you know, it's so funny how you say that because, like, you know...
It was a really racist video.
Because I've made it very clear to my family that I said you can joke about pretty much everything if it's like... If it's funny.
Yeah. Yes.
And then
that's exactly where I come at.
That gets used against me because then, like, my parents will joke about something, especially my dad. My dad is so old school. And
oh, don't get offended. It's a joke.
He'll joke about women drivers. And I'll say to him, Dad, you shouldn't say that. And he says, hang on a minute. You said you can joke about anything. I said, yeah, you can joke about everything if it's funny.
Yeah, that's right.
If your joke is just, she cut me off, women drivers.
Yeah.
That's not funny.
Yeah,
that's not funny.
No, I agree. I wasn't laughing at the joke. I was laughing at the point you made. Yeah, like, it's true.
And then he's like,
no, you're right.
You said you can joke about anything.
No, exactly.
Said, yes, you can, but be a bit creative with your joke.
100%.
Just saying women drivers.
That's totally how I see it.
Coronavirus. Oh, the Chinese.
Yeah.
Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
That's
Is
not
that a
funny.
joke? Yeah.
That's not funny.
Yeah.
It's just dumb.
No, 100%. And that exactly was the kind of video that the kind of jokes that were in that video that I got sent by my coworker, because it was all just jokes about like, oh, we just wanted to fucking eat Baby Yoda and all this fucking, and it was just like, it was these dumb jokes. Also, the whole video was done in that really cringy and racist like Chinese accent of like, oh, all we need to do is, you know, like that kind of, and it's like, oh my God. It was so cliche. It wasn't funny. And that's the thing. I think it's like a bar. It's like, if you get this much offensive, you have to be that much more funnier for it to be okay.
Yeah, I agree. Like, I agree. Yeah.
If you're just being offensive and it's not funny, then you're just being a dick. If you're being really funny, you can say something that's very tame and not offensive, and it can be funny without being like, people will laugh without it being that funny. If you go offensive, you have to be funnier to kind of overcompensate. And the other thing too is that, you know, you can also just straight up be funny with jokes that are not controversial or sometimes they're controversial in a way that is like pro gay marriage or pro like things. That's just an example of like, you know, not offensive, or maybe offensive to people who are like on the other side. I feel like
even pushing the joke to the extent where it's easy to be like, oh, women drivers, but if you push to an extent where it's like, well, women drivers can look at the joke and think, actually, I do that. I feel like it would offend less people. But just by saying, oh my God, women drivers do this, it's so easy just to offend a lot of people. But if you'd be like, oh my God, I've seen women drivers do this. I don't crack those jokes. It's Dad. He's in the car all the time. And he's like, this person pulled out in front of me. I bet it's a woman. And then I say, Dad, you shouldn't say that. And he says, well, you said you can joke about everything. And I said, no, you can joke about everything. But it's not.
All you got to do is chuck in a laugh. All you got to do is chuck in a chuckle. It's probably a woman. And it's like, that makes it a joke instead of just an offensive statement.
If you made a joke that relates to something that happens a lot, I can't think on top of my head, but you know, that would make the joke funny. But if you're just going to say,
no, totally,
if you're just going to say, oh, it's just women drivers, full stop, Well, that's
yeah,
not-
for sure.
That's not.
No, I think there
funny.
has to be thought behind the joke. It has to be a legitimately funny joke. And that's why I'm not sure if we got to the part or if you remembered us watching it, but we watched that Dave Chappelle bit that he
Yeah,
did.
can I go to the toilet while you talk?
Yeah, go ahead. We watched that Dave Chappelle bit that he did at his when he received an award.
So, I'm like, what camera are we?
I just we watched that Dave Chappelle bit where he
Camera in the toilet. Like,
yeah, toilet cam. Top down GoPro. But he did this bit about, he respects when people are using the art of comedy. Even if they're saying something that he doesn't agree with or they're saying something that even might be offensive. If they're trying to say something and they're using their comedic talents to say it. I mean, look, he said it a lot better than I will. But he was basically saying, I can always understand that someone's trying to be funny and they're trying to use their art to say something. It might be something that's wrong. It might be something that's problematic, but just respect that their intention as an artist is to entertain and they may be wrong. And I think the best way to approach that is just to say, maybe you should be a bit more considerate. I don't like this whole, this person needs to be cancelled and go away and blah, blah, blah. I think people just need to understand that most people come at it with, they just want to entertain and be entertained.
This one really annoys me about my mum is like, I can tell her something.
Yeah.
And then she'll hear someone else say it and then she'll agree with it. She won't agree when I say it.
Yeah.
Like, I remember I showed mum a bit of the Jim Jeffries special and unfortunately, I agree. It's quite intense. I found it okay because I understand where Jim's...
yeah,
the whole rape thing?
Yeah, it's very crude.
Yeah, and mum was like, disgusting, turn it off. And I was like, okay. But then she had the opinion for months that it's like, you can't joke about stuff like that. Anyway,
Yes.
she watched Ricky Gervais's Humanity, and he does a really big bit on it about how you can joke about offensive things.
Yes.
And then, so I've spoken to mum about this for many months before, saying the exact same thing Ricky said. I didn't copy it word from word. I just had the same opinion as him.
Yeah, totally.
And then mum was like, no, you can't joke about stuff like that. And then she watched Ricky's special and then she finished it and she was like, he is right. We can joke about this kind of thing. And I was like, are you kidding me? I said this to you and you didn't take that word for word. And then you listened to Ricky explain it probably a lot better than me.
Yeah.
But,
well, also,
that's classic people. It's like,
just for context as well, if I'm not mistaken, Jim Jeffries' joke about rape is it's more about Bill Cosby and about how he would rape, and the joke is more. The joke is more. The butt of the joke is that Bill Cosby's disgusting, if I remember correctly. So like, the joke is not at the expense.
Yeah, he has a really good point. I'm trying to remember it, but I can't.
What I'm saying is like, you're not laughing at rape victims. Do you know what I mean?
He's like, just for the record, I don't find rape funny. I mean, he says that.
Something like that, yeah. That's the thing. It's like, you're not laughing at people who've been raped. You're laughing at the people who rape. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's the difference in...
the women audience is like, I've actually been... Remember, in the audience, he's like, I had an audience member, she said I'd been... Yeah.
And that's the thing, is that, look, of course, some
We're
people...
explaining it terribly. You should just watch it.
Yeah, I know. We're just fucking...
Jim Jeffries is great.
Talking heads. But, some people are going to have personal experiences that mean they can't enjoy jokes about a topic. Even if it's the right way about talking about a topic, they just can't hear jokes about it. And that's fine. And that's okay. But you've got to be able to say that person is an entertainer. They've got their act. They've got jokes that they're telling. It's not necessarily going to be universal to every single audience member because you can't always be considerate of everyone's triggers or trauma or whatever. But, acknowledge that the intention of his thing is to be entertaining. It's not to hurt people who have experienced
it's 100% the difference between... You can so tell the difference between art and people who are just being just outright completely racist.
For sure. I think a lot of people...
That's not funny. That's not creative.
I think the difference is like if you're telling a joke that has some... Because Dave Chappelle got in a bit of trouble with his recent stand-up about some of his jokes were... people sort of said they were transphobic or something like that. And
they hate.
Here's my thing: is like if you're making a joke that is, it's a funny joke that happens to be a little bit offensive. I'm generally okay with that. I'm not saying for every single case, but generally I'm okay with that. I think a lot of people, and this is where you should be mad, is when people are just being racist, but they frame it as a joke to try and make their racism okay.
Well,
and I think you've got to be able to, you've got to be able to distinguish that. If someone's just saying something transphobic or whatever, and then they just frame it as a joke to make it funny, to make it seem not offensive and funny, that's shitty. But if someone's like Dave Chappelle is a comedian, their job is to do comedy, they're telling jokes, and that joke happens to go into a place that comes off a little bit like that, you can criticize him for that, and you can say that he should be more considerate and whatever, and that's fine. That's totally up to you. But you've got to acknowledge that his priority first is comedy and to be funny. You know what I mean? It's not. I wouldn't necessarily call him an enemy or say he has to be. You know, I think that. Again, I'm not saying intent is everything, but you should look at the intent of the person telling the joke, and you should just be able to call them out and say that they should maybe not tell that joke, or maybe think a little bit more about what that joke implies, without saying that they shouldn't be allowed to do stand-up anymore, or that they should fucking stop performing, or you know what I mean? Like, I just think that this whole outrage thing, I think in a lot of ways, sometimes it's okay, but you can't expect that outrage is going to lead to someone getting fired or fucking whatever. I saw something today about someone on TikTok, or I saw it on Twitter. Someone posted a TikTok. It wasn't a funny TikTok. It was a little bit offensive. It was like,
dad.
No, it was this kid who. Oh, was it?
Yeah, the guy crying about his dad dying.
You did see it. So there was a guy
dumb and stupid.
So there was a guy who was crying about his dad dying
on his birthday. He said he died on his birthday.
So I'll find it because
no, don't fucking give him. Don't give him.
All right, I won't give him the credit.
Give him the credit.
I won't give him the credit. But what? Well, but let me tell the story. So I saw the video of it's a TikTok of him crying, and the caption on the TikTok is "When your dad dies on your birthday." But then he made a second TikTok in front of it and said, "By the way, my dad didn't die on my birthday. I just thought that caption portrayed how I felt in that moment." And it's like,
no, he was
that's
like,
fucking
he was
dumb.
like, "It'll give me clout."
It's almost funny because of how dumb it is. But then he made another video that was, and again, I don't even know the joke. It was like, teachers when their kids, or no, it was a kid had a seizure, and he pretended to go on the floor, and he was like, you know, he was pretending to have a seizure and all this, and then it was like some person from a movie being like, how did this happen? I don't know. It was probably a joke about a movie. Anyway, it was a little bit offensive, and fuck that guy. You know what I mean? He's making dumb jokes. He's making jokes that are
nothing creative
silly.
about that.
No, there's nothing creative.
It's not funny. It's just dumb. It's something funny.
But here's the thing. What? I saw this celebrity, Sky Jackson, tweeted something like, give me what's his at? Because I'm curious about something or whatever. Like, she wanted to find out about it. That's fine. She wanted to call him out. That's totally okay. But in the comments of that post, I saw someone posted his home address, his mum's address, and his girlfriend's address. And I was like,
okay, that's fucked.
I was like, okay, you can not like someone, you can think they're not funny, whatever. But to go and find their address, their mum's address, their girlfriend's address, that is, and the comments in reply, look, this is like the 1% of the 1%. I'm not saying everyone's like this, but I saw at least like 5 to 10 replies, and they were like, hero, you know, I'm so glad we're going to fucking get him. Like, you know, it was being sassy, and I'm sure most of those people wouldn't even go to the house and see the guy, but it's just like, that is so,
I didn't see that.
That is way too far. Why would you do that? That's disgusting. I just think you can be offended by someone without making it your personal fucking mission to take them down and get them fired from their job and, you know, harass them at their home. Just tell them that they're being problematic and say to them, we're not going to subscribe to you. We're not going to give you any fucking clout. Be better.
Do you know what, that was literally, it's so weird you bring that up about the whole address thing, because I was actually going to bring that up about how, remember how I literally said like a couple minutes ago, I was like, Aiden's really bad at this.
Oh yeah, go on.
By the way, these vlogs are now since deleted, so don't
no.
get any off Aiden's channel.
Yes, I think I know where you're getting at. I'm getting out of the beer.
I'm so cautious about everything. Like, privacy is my thing. I really am. Whenever we mention on the show, Dan has to write his notes.
No, we've always bleeped it. Yeah, we've never, as far as I'm aware.
On the Easter special.
Yeah.
Yeah.
As far as I'm aware, we've never revealed anything in these shows that shows where we live or even the suburb. No,
you've been
maybe
you've been a bit lazy about a few things.
Some things.
Yeah, but that's just you being a twat, being like, I'm not going to edit it out. Which is, I remember your word for word. I'm not going to edit it out. I'm not going to edit it out. Fucking moron.
I never.
You know what? He'll come one day to regret that shit. You will.
I have never not edited out something that would be too revealing. I know what I'm doing. I do. I would not.
I fundamentally disagree with you.
But your point being that you're extra on privacy, and I respect.
Would say we live in Perth. That's all I'll say. You've given out suburbs.
I've given surrounding suburbs.
Yeah,
I haven't given our suburbs, but
surrounding. I
I
fundamentally disagree with that.
I know.
And I said to him, you should take that out, and he just.
I was being lazy, and maybe I should have. But
well, it's too late now, and I don't even know what episode it's on. So
anyway. But go on. Tell your.
Aiden was the complete worst at it, and you know what? I love Aiden, obviously, but he had zero fucks about it. I said to Aiden,
no, I do agree. I agree. You should be careful. Yeah.
When you come to my house,
don't show outside.
Get B-roll of me coming out my house
outside. Yeah,
and he 100% did it.
My front door.
It really pissed me off.
Yeah,
he had literally. Do you know when Jake Paul went
to
Post
Malone's house?
Did the number? Yes.
Oh, that's worse. That's some shit I would never do.
Does he not?
I would never say. Look, I'm not gonna.
I'm not trying to. That was a long time ago.
Yeah, of course. But really I ain't saying street addresses. I ain't saying numbers. I ain't saying shit that makes you be able to triangulate. I would never go that far.
Especially since I tried my absolute hardest to.
Yeah, of course. Of course.
Everything that I've done. There's so many times where I've filmed really nice shots of me leaving my house. And I'm like, look, they're great.
You do it in a special way. Or sometimes you just say it's too revealing. Yeah.
I didn't want to show my door sometimes.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, dude, look at even H3. That guy
getting swatted,
Like, this shit is legit. And I kept saying to Aiden, and this was years ago, back when we were just starting to upload, and it's very easy when you're first starting to upload to be like, oh, no one's going to watch this.
No, hardly anyone sees it. Yeah.
100%, those psychos will
look
go back to
they
the
do.
earlier videos to find stuff like that.
Well, that's what I mean. I mean, this guy...
Stuff that we forget.
This guy TikToking, it's like, and these people find this shit, and I'm like, these people are obsessed. They just get so...
It's like Yellow Pages is easy.
Yeah, that's probably one. Yeah.
Like, how many people do we know who know where we live?
It's crazy. No, you're right. It is a worry. It is something that's fucked up.
I'm gonna say to Aiden, I'm like, I don't want you to do that. Nah, I don't care. Like, and I was like, bro, but like, this is an issue.
Look,
but
on one hand,
the vlog has since been deleted, which is nice because I don't agree with it being out there. But no, what annoyed me the most is that I said to him, please respect the fact that I don't want you to record the outside of my house, and he still did it. This was, by the way, this is 2 years ago. Aiden doesn't even watch this anyway, so I could literally say, I hate Aiden, he wouldn't see it, which is not true. He doesn't watch it anyway, so I'm going to say that. But we had a very different experience when I remember...
Conor had him exposed.
Our friend Declan, who we mentioned, came up to me once and said, I need you to delete every single video that I've been in, and I said, no. Because, number one, I never put anything out there of him that would be... If anyone saw it, they're not going to be like, what a disgusting human.
There's a difference between being in something and having your personal details leaked. I mean, but that being said as well, there is only so much you can do. I mean, if you get famous to a point, every single famous person, their address is public. Like everyone who is famous above, let's say 2 million followers, probably their address is available. And that's, they can have as many privacy things as they want. They can have as many, not sharing it and all this shit and secretive, but you're going to find, people are going to find out. People are going to find out where they live, and that information is almost always going to be available. So on one hand, there's nothing you can do, but on the other hand, you should try and be careful for as long as you can, because at the same time, when you are a bit more famous, when you've got a bit more money, you can afford things like security at the house, proper locks, proper, security cameras, and that stuff helps if anyone tries to do anything that's, unfucking likely.
I've said something when I see people tweeting like, please do not come to my house. It breaks my heart.
It's terrible. It's terrible.
Don't do that. It breaks my heart. They're entertainers. And
I saw that recently. Yeah,
I've seen videos where it's like, they record the people outside their house and they're like, well, my kids watch your videos and we pay for your wages.
It's like, so bad.
Fuck you. Are you serious?
We bought your merch.
Are you serious right now? Like, this is someone's personal house. Do not go there. I would never.
That's why I think
ever knock on someone's door.
That's why I think
Ever.
it's very important actually to separate the performer from the
Yes.
performance. And I don't even mean that.
100%.
Look, obviously, you know, there is a discussion with like specifically with like R. Kelly and Michael Jackson. Can you separate the art from the artist? I'm not necessarily saying separate them as a person. What I'm saying is if you have an expectation of an actor or a YouTuber because they are an entertainer and you think that they're your best friend, that is not true. Like
No.
you have to be able to separate the
Yeah, 100%.
fucking person behind the camera who is a real person who has their own set of wants and needs and fucking priorities from the person you see on screen
Right.
who is
It's
only
true.
there, a
It's
lot of
true.
the time is there specifically to be entertaining.
100%.
Even when we're on the podcast, we're switched on, you know, and maybe sometimes we're less
think-
switched on than we should
Do you
be.
think we
but-
talk to each other like this? No, we do. No, but literally, I've had my.
No, we do, but we aren't. When
No,
we're
we're
on the
not as-
podcast,
yeah.
we try to make sure there's no dead air,
We're
for example.
entertainers. We have to be on.
Yeah, we're talking, we're playing
Normally,
it up.
if you're talking to me, sometimes I'm like chilling out on my phone. I take a while to reply to you. Like,
Exactly. What I'm saying
he's
is when
even
we're on
he's
the,
even worse at that. Trust me.
when we're on the podcast,
Dan does this thing where like I'm talking to him and he's pretending he's listening to me, and I can just tell he's not, and he just
You
replies dumb
disgrace.
answers. But no, my dad is so. What are you doing? Fuck you.
what?
Wow, what
sorry.
what hilarious gag, guys.
Sorry.
No, my dad is so one of those people where it's like I remember when I got my first I would receive a bit of hate from people at school, and I remember for the first time I would leave my house.
What do you mean,
and-
like bullying?
just because I did YouTube, but I remember
from
I remember
YouTube,
the,
yeah, yeah,
I remember
yeah.
the first time when I left the house, and I remember I was just walking, and people for the first time came up to me and said, "You know, I watch your videos." And I remember, I think what kind of fucked me up the most is that they're very young,
Yes.
and I was like, and I have it whenever I go to family house parties, people come up to me and they're like, "I watch your podcast, I watch your vlogs,"
Yeah.
and I always feel really bad. 'Cause I'm like, they're not made for kids. When I was your age, I was watching the same thing, so I'm not here to judge.
Yeah.
But I always feel like their parents are going to come up to me and say,
Why are you sharing this with my
I'm like-
child? Disgrace.
I'm Larry. I'm like, but I'm not. They just watch it.
They're choosing to.
But I remember, what? But I remember when I first went up to. I remember one that really freaked me out the most was I was walking down the street one day. It was just me and this one girl.
Yeah.
She was coming this way, I was coming that way, and when we got here, she said, "Hi, Conor," and I walked past her, and I was like, for like hours, I was like, "How does she know me?" I'm like, "Hang on a minute, maybe she watches my YouTube videos." I know my neighbors somehow watch my videos because they shout all the time stuff, and I remember going up to my dad about this, and my dad is so classic, old school, like, "Well, Conor, that's what you signed up for. You put it out there. That's what people gonna do." He's not compassionate about it. It's like
I think there is some degree of that. That's true.
that's
but
an extent, but also like,
but at
what
the
about
same
my mental
time-
health? Like,
yeah, no.
our
Look,
first is, we've met fans. It's really nice.
I think it's okay for people to say
but
hi.
don't walk past me and go, "Hi, Conor." That's very scary. Just say if you want a photo. I've taken a few photos. with
I don't
fans.
necessarily think that's that bad because I think that sometimes people don't know what to say. They don't know how to. You know, they're not. Sometimes people are a bit awkward.
But if you're gonna go to that extent, just say hi and I like your content. Can I get a photo?
Yes, and that's true. I mean, I think
When we met those fans
to be honest, I think
in
the
the
more
toilet in the club,
yeah, I
he
know.
was like, "I watched your podcast." And I was like, "My man, we took a video together."
Yeah, we did. The more famous you get, the less you can. The more used to it you'll get. I imagine. Do you know what I mean? The more people that know about you, the more used to people coming up to you.
Drop you that.
You would be used to it, you know. But I definitely get what you're saying, and I think that I just think people need to be able to separate what they get from their entertainment with
Can you play
the
this
people
video that I'm
that.
dropping you?
Yeah, I will.
Because this is a family met in the toilets, and he's like, I was like, "I'll play this on the podcast, and we can either bring up videos." So this is really funny actually. And some random guy comes in, hilarious. You can play videos now, can we?
I guess. Let me hold on. Maybe airdrop it to me.
Show that.
Airdrop.
Thank you.
Airdrop it to me again, and I'll try and open. I'll open it in downloads instead of.
Okay.
I think I opened
'Cause,
it in the wrong folder.
We saw a guy and he was like, I watch your videos. I was like, okay, cool. I'll film a video and we'll show on the podcast. And for some reason, Dan could never get his
Excuse me.
don't do that
Sorry.
on the mic. How many times?
You're going to have to tell me.
I said to Dan,
More.
we could you need to start showing videos on the podcast.
Okay. We're showing videos.
Can you do it?
Yes.
Hey, here you go. He's
Here
a
we
fan. Here we go.
So we've got I think I'm just going to have to put it through the mic
Oh,
again.
I missed this club so much. Dan's got his hair tied up. Classic.
What's your name? Name's Jackson. I hear about the podcast. Oh, definitely. He met me. 10 out of 10. Are you a fan of the podcast? Yes. Where are you at? We're in the toilet. Get me in there, lads. Go on, lad. Go on. Are you a fan of it? This lad here, yeah? Fuck Spurs with one, mate. You fucking balls, mate.
That's the exact kind of shit that.
I love that. He was really nice. He just came up to us and he was like, I like your show. And I was like, that's sick. Do you want to film a video for the show? And he was like, I'd love to.
It was pretty funny.
And anyone else who came into the frame, I joked and I was like, oh, do you like the podcast? And he was like, what? That's why that guy was like, come on, lads. Like,
Yes, of course.
I don't know. It is a bit scary. Like, I've gone on several dates where it's like, so I watched your videos.
Oh, that's weird.
And it's like, okay. And
It
then
depends on the reaction.
like, no.
Actually, look, to the credit though, I do
Yeah.
think I do think a lot of people, I mean, tell me if I'm wrong, but I think a lot of people understand that who they're on a date with or who they're hanging out with is a little bit different from the person that they have seen in these videos because they've
That's the
fucking
thing. I've
face
gone on
stalked you a
many, and
little
it's
bit,
like, you know, they haven't said this in a rude way, but they're like, you know, you seem very extroverted in the videos, and I'm like, yeah.
yeah, I mean,
Well,
but no,
That's
but-
literally what an entertainer is. Do you think I turn off the camera? I'm like, all right, everybody, let's go.
yeah, you're in the mirror in the
Let's
morning.
go. Yeah, all right, buddy, how you going? Like, no, I'm not.
Of
Like,
course, and that's the thing. I think most people are pretty good at understanding that. Of like, you are.
She
a
was
different person.
she was one of the only people who said that. But I went on one like a month ago, and she was really sweet about it. But she was like, you know, I watched your on the first one we went on, she hadn't seen any. And then she was like, so I went home and I watched a few of your videos. And I was like,
I went
"Here
and
we go."
Googled you.
Yeah, and she was like, no, she was sweet. She was like, I watched your Star Wars Midnight screening video, and she was like, you got very good editing. I was like, thanks.
How sweet.
That's all I got.
How cute.
And I was like, that's cool. But like, you know, whenever I'm on like Tinder or something,
Yeah.
they're like, what do you do? And I'm always like, oh, I do this. And I'm
Yeah,
just so
yeah.
fucking bored of saying the same shit. I'm like, do this. I'm a carpenter, but I do a podcast and I vlog. They always ask about the podcast. That's the one thing they always
ask about it and they never watch it.
No, they always ask for links.
They better watch it because we need these views to be pumped up, baby. You need to get back on Tinder. That was most of our advertising right there.
I am on Tinder.
Yeah, well, you need to be fucking pumping the podcast. Maybe I should get on Tinder just to
Yeah,
fucking
we joked about that. About
just
the
to
promotion.
promote the podcast. Like,
No, but they always ask me what it's about, and I'm like, to be honest with you, we just drink beer and chat shit. And to be honest with you, that's
Yeah.
probably, we are the Seinfelder podcast. What can
That
I say?
is, yeah.
What do I say we talk about?
it's the Beer Buddies podcast. That's really what it is. I mean,
We're changing the name, folks.
For a laugh just happens to be the name, but yeah, it really is just
That's a really good name, by the way.
the Beer Buddies.
No, for a laugh.
For a laugh.
Well,
I
I could've
love
got
For a
that.
Laugh. I think For a Laugh is a great name. I'm so glad
You
we have
came
that
up with it
name.
because I remember we used to say all the time in high school, like, we should just do it for a laugh. We should do it for a laugh.
Yeah, we kept saying that. We kept
And
saying
you're
that.
like, what if we
Called
you're
it-
like, you were like, we want to do a podcast just for a laugh. Why didn't we call it?
We
For a
always
Laugh?
said we would do it for a laugh. That's how the
I
name.
don't know. Like, people always ask me what your podcast is called. Man, it's called For a Laugh.
Yeah, well, it's so simple because we do it for a laugh. Like that
It's
is
the For a Laugh
that is
podcast.
exactly. Yeah, it's the For a Laugh podcast.
I
So-
reckon that's really good. I reckon it's rare that we come up with a good name.
I think
but-
sometimes. I think eventually when it fucking takes off, people are gonna love it. We're gonna be.
Oh, have you seen the For a Laugh podcast?
Oh my god! Do you get the name? Yes.
It's just For a Laugh.
That's so good.
That's why they do the podcast.
So we've been recording here now for quite a while. Actually, I'm glad we could shoot the shit for so long. I think we're capable of just.
Why are we stopping?
We're not stopping. I'm just showing you a video.
Okay, go on.
I'm trying to fucking segue.
I'm happy to go for a TR show again.
Oh my goodness! Look at you, you madman.
Literally got nothing else to do.
It is true. It is very,
We
very
can't
true.
go anywhere. We can't do anything.
We have got very, very little.
Literally,
if
my
not
last
nothing.
4 weeks in a row have been the same thing. I see you and I see Mitch.
It's.
I don't do anything. We just sit around. We play games. We watch TV. It's literally it.
It's a little bit horrendous. But
Yeah,
this
it is
video,
twats all the time.
this video, I don't know if this video is recent. This is a Dan's meme corner kind of
it
video,
can't be,
by
'cause
the
all
way.
the fucking airports are pretty much closed.
This video, I'm not sure if it's recent or not. I don't know, but this video is at the airport, so take with it what you will.
Take it with a grain of
But
salt.
basically, I don't even want to describe it. I just want you to watch it. Connor, I know you've seen this, but let's just give our commentary as the video plays because it's a very, very entertaining video. Also, by the way, we need to provide review and commentary so that if anyone claims it, I can fucking file the copyright
Who's gonna
dispute.
claim it?
Well, last video,
I dare you.
a couple of videos ago, we got a copyright claim because I showed you that fucking ferret video. Do you remember when the ferret took the camera?
Oh yeah.
So you know how
Someone claimed that. It wasn't a ferret. It was a fox.
no, here's the no. There was a fox
Oh, the
and then
ferret
there was
took
a
onto the
ferret.
bed,
Yeah.
right.
So, but you know there are these
was the
fucking.
Easter special.
I'm going on a bit of
What
a
you mean
tangent.
last week?
Yeah.
So that's what you like. I love how you said
You
it was a
twat.
few weeks ago. Sorry, I know the crowd goes on for a while.
It was the Easter special. Yes, it was 2 episodes ago.
So last week.
yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Fucking such a twat. No, basically what these fucking copyright companies do is they buy the rights to a bunch of fucking viral videos, and then when they
Twats.
have the
Holy
rights,
shit, I'm gonna come.
that's what they say whenever they see you react to a video, because they say we're gonna fucking copyright claim it. Copyright
it's your
claim.
meme section.
Copyright claim.
I don't pick any of these videos. You just show me them.
No,
So
look. There's no
What
way.
have I got to say, everybody?
No, I'm not saying it's your not
Holy
fault.
shit,
I'm
I'm
just
gonna
saying
come.
there's no way to tell if it's a fucking copyrighted video. So my point being, we have to put commentary on it, because if you comment on it, if you review it, and which we always do, by the way, we're never fucking infringing copyright, and I always dispute them, and every time I dispute them, I fucking win. So this is how I win. All right,
gonna
this is how I fucking
How do we know how
come.
this is how I win?
We do need that. Don't worry, I've been meaning to update the sounds.
Rev up those fryers, because I am sure hungry for one. Help! Help! My leg!
I'm getting to the soundboard. The soundboard will be improved soon, ladies and gents. Anyway, let's, without further ado, watch this fucking video so we can comment on it and have some laughs. Also, why would they put the crabs in a fucking, like, you know, why would you carry around crabs
Have
in
you
a
ever been clipped
suitcase?
by a crab? It's pretty painful.
I'm not sure if I have. Maybe I have.
Did you
I
not
know
have-
that
did
one
you not have
time
crazy crabs.
when I was a boy, my dad,
What, so a year ago?
my biological dad, came over to where I live and basically took me crab hunting.
Did he? When was that? Like 7 years ago. So.
Yeah, literally like 7 years ago.
Sorry, I shouldn't joke about that.
No, it's fucking
It's
historic.
kind of true though.
It's exactly. I
All
think it.
jokes have truth to them.
I think it
or
was.
most of them do.
I think it was probably closer to.
About 7 years ago.
It was probably closer to 9 years ago. To be perfectly
Jesus
honest.
Christ. Well, even I'm not that savage.
Anyway, he came over and he fucking showed me, or he tried to show me how to catch crabs. He took me to the beach and he was like, "Show
It's
me." how-
easy. You go to a nightclub and you fucking.
Oh, you
skanky bird and
fucking.
I don't know if crabs are around
Da,
anymore,
da,
but
da, 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 da.
no, but that used to be a big thing back in like the 80s, and people used to grow the bushes down there.
The STD crabs. That's
no,
right.
70s.
Yes, the 70s bush.
Literally, it was the easiest STD to get rid of. You would just shave your pubes.
Just shave. That's
People
all you need
like
to do.
that.
folks.
People like to really grow a bush down there. Apparently,
I like to go fucking commando, baby.
I don't mind.
Not in winter
I
though.
don't mind it.
Not in winter. In winter, you just fucking
Your
Sasquatch.
balls get
You,
a bit cold.
you Sasquatch up in that bitch.
I like to keep it quite
Fucking
trimmed,
Chewbacca down there.
but if a girl's not, I don't really care.
Chewbacca. These nuts.
Pat these nuts.
No, but what I was saying about crabs. So he was trying to show me how to catch. Sorry, not catch crabs. He was
Yeah,
trying to
don't
show me
make
how
the
to.
joke again.
He was trying to show me how to pick up crabs with 2 fingers at a pinch.
That's easy. You go like that.
Well, I was way too terrified to even try it. I was.
They can't.
just
That's
like,
you go so far back so their clippers can't grab you.
I know. Well, that's the thing. He kept doing that, but I kept worrying that they were gonna fucking be able to reach me. So I didn't do it. I wasn't able to do it because I was too scared.
Were you my dad going fishing today?
Man, we
said he
should go
can't.
fishing. Why don't we go
I think you
fishing?
said to that today. The two things I can't do: fishing and golf, which is
Yeah.
both things you said to me we should do.
I
I feel like
think
they would be pretty funny with each other.
that's what I was gonna say. I think we are gonna become the fucking biggest, the fattest fucking fishermen and golfers. I swear to God, man.
Do you know, is it
We're gonna love that
is it
shit.
the SpongeBob episode where like Pat throws back
You take
his
a
rod
fucking-
and it gets Squid's clothes?
Yeah, and then
That'll be you. I'll be like,
yeah.
and just be in your underwear, like.
Oh well, no. The thing is,
I
like,
used to fish when I was a kid.
you just take a fucking
It smells bad.
look, man. We'll
I don't
take
like,
a
I don't like
fucking.
eating fish. I don't really like to see that much.
Well, we won't even eat that. We'll just catch them and throw them back.
I reckon we should play golf first and drive up through the
yeah.
buggy. Sure, we get pissed.
Oh,
and-
golf-
Wait, can you drive a buggy pissed?
Well, not if you don't get breathalyzed.
No, but can you? Can you get
Yeah, of
fined?
course.
Can you get fined?
No,
It's like driving a skateboard. Do you know that?
I don't
Google
know.
it. Google if you
All
can
right,
drive
all
a
right,
good-
all right.
Because I reckon. Do you know how many people do like cocaine and play golf?
That is true. Can you
Which is
get
worse than-
breathalyzed?
Well, just say is it legal to drive a buggy drunk? They don't know.
Can you drive a golf cart?
By the way, it's be a while till we can do it because aren't golf courses
golf
closed?
Well, golf courses are very, very.
My mum said does
They're
it
very
still
spread
count
out,
as-
so-
my mum's like, do golf courses still count as?
Well, to be
Health?
fair, you could social distance on a golf course pretty easily.
Oh, here we go. I love the photo.
Does this count as a
Surely bring that
DUI?
up on the thing.
So this article is
But
fucking.
I love the photo.
This
That would be
article
us.
says drunk driving in a golf cart. Does this count as a DUI? It's like classic fucking wise man lawyer.
Can you lose your license by driving a golf cart drunk?
Fortunately, he was high range. So this guy was really drunk when he was driving a golf cart. Because this is a lawyer. This website is from a lawyer.
Jeez, that's the
Says,
actual photo of his.
I recently
client.
acted for a client who was charged with DUI drunk driving for being in control of a golf cart. Many motorists are the incorrect assumption. To be charged with drunk driving, you need to be A, actually driving, B, driving a road going vehicle, C, driving on a road. The offense of drink driving these days is effectively an old wives' tale. What? What people actually get convicted of now is being in charge of a motor vehicle with blood alcohol content of 0.05 or over.
Yes.
Okay, fair enough. That means that you do not have to be actually driving to be charged with DUI. In fact, you do not even need to be conscious or in the driver's seat.
What?
Yeah, this is obviously a very, very broad thing. The road.
My answer is can you, Dan?
You know what? I'm going to say yes.
I reckon you could.
Now, while some of you may have seen Johnny Knoxville on television doing crazy
I
stunts
was gonna say,
in a golf
dude,
cart,
on Jackass they did. Oh my god.
most of us would never have seen anyone trying to drive one down the M1. Accordingly, you could be excused for assuming that a golf cart is not actually a vehicle.
That's
However,
true.
like the definition of, quote, in charge, the legal definition of vehicle has now become so broad that literally any self-propelled vehicle is considered to be a vehicle for the purpose of the drink driving laws. Further to this, the self-propelled element has been widened to include anything capable of being propelled, such as push bike. So what this means is you can now be successfully convicted of DUI in a golf cart, a ride on lawnmower,
horse.
a motorized skateboard, or even a horse.
I was gonna say. I was just about to say. So can you be
Drunk-
driving a
drunk
boosted
riding.
board,
I guess you can. That's what
but
he's
not
saying.
a penny board? I was gonna say. I was literally gonna say.
Interesting.
In Jackass, Johnny Knoxville drove
But-
a golf cart into
Well,
each other.
but that's the thing. I think what he's saying is that you can be charged with that. But I would wager that you are so unlikely to be.
What if they breathalyze you before you go on the bike, the car?
Well, you just drink while you're out there.
No, because I remember when
Well, how are you going to get to the golf course in the first place if you're drunk?
Uber,
You're not wrong. You're not wrong.
this guy.
Duh.
No, but like you know,
I don't think they do. I think they would only say something.
don't they take your license when you want a golf cart?
I don't know. I'll have to ask Dad because Dad loves golfing. So I'll
I only asked my dad as well.
I'll ask him, but basically, I think it's look again. I think they're only going to ask you if they're only going to check. I don't even think they would check if you were really fucked up. I think the only reason they would check if you're drunk is if you crash the golf cart. If you
Which we
drive the
won't,
golf cart
folks.
with no fucking issues, they're not going to check that you're drunk. If anything happens to the golf cart, then they'll probably breathalyze you and say,
Well, he was drunk. We can charge you.
well, but the thing is too, golf carts are private property. So you could probably sort out a deal with the golf course and say, I'll pay for the golf cart. Just don't give me the fucking, just don't tell the cops that I was drunk driving. Do you know what I mean? So you could probably get out of the demerits, blah, 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 blah. Like there's no, I would say.
Oh, deck.
Yeah. So I think there's probably a lot of ways you could get out of. We should try it. Why the fuck not? When things open up, let's go
We'll
golfing.
have to hire.
We can bring Aiden. Aiden loves golfing.
Nah.
You fucking savage.
Aiden won't get drunk.
Nah, you're right. We need to have a fucking
Aiden
lads.
won't get drunk.
We need to have a drunk lads golf
Look, if
tournament.
Andrew isn't there, Aiden won't get drunk. Andrew loves golf.
Yes, maybe we should bring Andrew.
Curb loves golf.
Yeah.
Like Larry.
That's why I'm
plays
saying
golf
I think we would
so
fucking.
much.
I think we would love a fucking fat game. You and me
Yeah, I'm happy to play it.
get a bit
Like,
fucking drunk. We'd love it.
You know the stories about my dad playing golf. I won't say it on camera, but wait,
What?
does this mute my mic if I turn it down?
Yeah, it does actually. Look at you. Okay, cut to me.
Is it actually muted?
Yes, it is muted. Oh, I see.
Yeah, like we should totally do that. Like,
We should do exactly what you just mouthed to me.
bro, you better check. Put in your notes now.
All right, whatever
In
the
case
fucking
that
time is.
comes
An
up.
hour and 30.
Holy
One.
shit, I'm gonna come.
No, but I'm just saying we should just have like some fun with it and just play, and like I think we're gonna really live life when we come back. But I feel like we should at first at least try and go to like the range where you can just hit balls.
Yeah. Oh,
We'll have to hire
the driving range? Hell yeah.
We'll have to hire some clubs. Also, if there's people behind us, we should. Wow, that was what am I in Seinfeld? I don't understand, Jerry. He said to me that he was gonna be here. Anyway, but can you imagine if there's people behind us and we're just like, we're going to swing and hit our foot. Ah!
He'd be like, hey, Connor, yeah? Ah!
Connor.
You okay?
Oh.
Uh-oh. Oh.
Sorry, they were calling the radio.
I think we should
We got
go.
another one. Will they just let anyone on the golf course?
Yes. That's what I'm saying. It's a private thing. I'll ask Dad, but I don't think they're going to check.
I should ask my dad too, because he used to play golf all the time. Do you know when we moved to Australia, we moved to my dad's cousin's
Again,
house.
look, golf is it's a private golf course. So theoretically, you could do anything on a private golf course.
All right, but
It's just
you know how like last on our Easter special we spoke about how we moved into our.
you could fucking sniff coke off a hooker's tits.
Why would you bring a hooker golfing?
Many reasons.
Anyway,
What do you think the 19th hole is?
that's pretty good actually.
Actually, no, the 19th hole is the pub. The
plural.
19th hole is the pub.
And then the
That's what Dad's-
20th is,
The 20th is the
and the 21st
Yes.
is hers.
yeah. yeah.
It depends if you want to take
Depending
the
on
dirt
how many
road.
you count. Yeah.
Depends how far you want to go, folks.
There you go. Yeah, the 20th is your hole.
Oh my god.
Sorry, go.
No, I meant her holes. Both, not yours. If you're into
depends what you like it, it
If
depends.
you're into getting pegged, sure, there's a 23rd
Whatever you like,
hole, or
whatever you
22nd,
like,
whatever.
whatever you like.
You know how you said you moved? We spoke about on our Easter special how we moved into I moved to my dad's cousin's house, and you moved into your whose house when you moved to England?
I did. I do.
No,
remember.
whose did you move into?
My cousins.
Yeah, so my dad's cousin, still to this day, lives in a house that overlooks the golf course in the one up there, the one
yes.
that you always leak the name of. Up there.
Oh, well, there is a suburb close to here that I used to live in that
When?
I'll turn my mic down and say it, and then you
I know
probably
what you're
won't even
talking
think
about.
it's controversial, but
You used to live there? Hang on a minute, can you hear that? You'll
that
probably
was
be able
my
to hear it
old,
on these
yes,
mics.
that's why I'll probably mute it further.
I was going to say, you can probably... Can you
But-
keep talking? I'll go to the toilet.
Oh, for fuck.
Do you notice I go to the toilet so much more
Yes,
than
you do. I've... My
What
bladder...
have you got a shoulder on?
My bladder's a... Yeah, exactly. I'm forceful. I'm forced myself to fucking not go to the damn toilet. Oh.
Damn you.
Um,
I'm like a brand, like... I'm just going to do it so much more than I need to. Like.
But here's the thing, folks.
Hang on, mate. Cut to my camera.
I'll
be back in a second, folks.
You twat. So, I I used to live near a golf course, and it's actually quite a good golf course. It's not that far away. It's maybe 20, not even. No, actually not even. I reckon we could drive here from here in 15 minutes. We could get an Uber there. Sorry, I cut to the wrong camera. We could get an Uber to fucking... Yeah, literally, no one was there. We could get an Uber to the golf course that I'm talking about in 15 minutes. So
The whole point is that we're not driving because we're going to be intoxicated.
yeah, but that's what I'm saying. So we could be
I
there.
think the funny thing is that we can't even play golf sober.
Maybe when we're drunk. Maybe that's when the fucking skills come out. Is when we're drunk. Yeah.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, I remember my dad took me golfing once.
Oh my god, my
And,
dad used to take me golf. My dad loves
It was
golfing.
the worst. I was terrible.
My dad wanted more than anything for me to be a
Oh,
fucking
well, now you
golfer.
are.
So
What's in a pic of us like? But
what do you mean now I want to play golf? Yeah, but I'm not a
Do you know-
fucking pro golfer.
Do you know, like,
that's what he wanted.
the way they would, especially on this golf course that I'm talking about that I want to go to, the way they would like show the start of the places you should putt off is they would
Yes.
put 2 poles with giant golf balls on it.
Yes. That's
And I remember I went with Dad, and I thought, this is so dumb, but I thought they were there so you could practice hitting them. And I remember I did this, and I full on swung, and I hit one, and it just exploded, and it just broke. And I've never,
oh my god.
he literally, I've never seen my dad so disappointed. He was like,
Connor, what are you
doing? He spoke for his team. He was like, what are you doing?
That is so
I
funny.
was like, I thought you practiced on those. And he's like, no. And I was like, bruh, because like we were living with my dad's cousin at the time, so it was really nice to like go past the we would go past the,
That is
the green
hilarious.
where we could see her house, and Mum came out of Alicia and waved at us, and like
No, that is funny.
that's the last time we actually went. I just think we should. I've
We
been
should
doing
go
it
golfing.
heaps in Curve. And
Let's put it this way. They definitely let us do the fucking driving range. Not sure if they'd let us do the fucking golf
Really?
cart. Well, we just see.
Can we play golf?
We go. Yeah, of course. They're not going to turn us away.
Walking's a lot. Like
Look, we go in. I genuinely don't
I've
think.
already crashed one golf cart in my life. Did I tell you about that?
Oh no!
Yeah, so I went with my dad.
What have you done?
Yeah, 100%.
Disgrace.
My uncle now, who's passed away, Uncle Stuart, he came to Australia. It was me, my dad, Uncle Stuart, and Alicia, my sister. And Alicia and Uncle Stuart had one cart, and I had one cart with Dad. And I was like 8, so I couldn't drive. And I remember we finished with like the 8th hole or something, and then Alicia went to go grab the ball, and Uncle Stuart went to climb into the golf cart, but because he's a very large man, it took him ages. And I kept saying to Dad, can I drive the golf cart? The whole day I was like, can I drive it? He's like, no, you can't. So while he was going off with Alicia and Uncle Stuart was getting ready to get into the golf cart, I was like, I'm going to rebel.
Yes.
I'm going to rebel.
Yes.
I'm going to drive
Truth
the golf
to power.
cart. Anyway, because I can't drive, I get into the golf cart and I push. Accelerate.
Yeah.
I hit the exhaust. I went flying and I didn't control it. I went full on into Uncle Stuart's golf cart. I hit his golf cart as he was getting in, and he flew back. And I always remember Uncle Stuart, sweetest man ever. He just hit the floor like that, and for 10 seconds he didn't move. I genuinely thought I concussed him, and his whole cart, his cart flipped over, and he went like that.
Oh my
And
god.
then my dad, my sister, no one said anything for 10 seconds. We're just like, he just hit the floor like that. It was like,
Did you get fucking bollocked?
I'm okay, guys. I'm all right.
Oh my god.
Nah, I felt
Oh
terrible.
my
I don't know if I got
fucking
bollocked. I think I did because I got really salty because I remember when Dad was like, okay, you can drive it, but he made me like sit on his lap. You know, like, did your parents ever like you drive, but in like a car park? Like an abandoned car park where you were like on their lap and you were driving? You're like,
One
this is so
time,
cool.
I never got to. I don't think I ever got to drive a car before I got to learn. Oh, I got to drive.
Yeah,
I got to
did you,
drive with a
like, sit on their
motorbike.
lap?
No,
Do you know what I mean?
well,
Like,
no.
you know,
Listen.
because you sit on their like parents' laps and they drive.
So, and again, I'm going to roast myself. This was about again like 9-10 years ago. I was with my biological dad, and he took me jet skiing. He was trying to take me jet skiing to like do that. And yeah, he was trying to be cool and all that. It was kind of cool. But anyway, so we did this jet skiing
Holy
thing.
shit, I'm gonna come.
Correct. And we were on the jet ski and I was sitting there. I think I was sitting in front of him, but he was reaching around and like controlling it for most of the time. And then he was like, do you want to take control? And so I did. And I was driving. And then I don't know what I did. Either I was doing it and then I must have just stopped, or maybe I was doing it and for some reason I like, you know how there's the ankle, I must have, whatever. And the jet ski just crash stopped. I fucking, and
You hit your head.
I swear to God, I pulled up my fucking head and my nose was fully bleeding. And my dad was like sat behind me like, oh, like he was like, oh shit. Like he was freaking out and I full on had a nosebleed. And it was my fault because I fucking stopped the thing.
Fuck, did you break your nose?
Nah. It was just
it?
It was just that I fucking hit it hard enough that it started bleeding. So that was the classic, like, don't let Dan drive.
I had that in, I didn't get a nosebleed, but I had a similar situation with the jet ski. I remember, like, me and Neil, Neil, Johnny's dad.
Yeah,
Johnny,
yeah.
who I'm doing Splash Festival 2020. Yeehaw!
Holy shit, I'm gonna come.
I'm personally not going to come.
Are you mad? You're coming.
No, I mean, come as in jizz.
Okay.
I'll be there, but I
this
won't.
is you with Splash Fest.
Holy shit, I'm gonna come.
You're coming to Splash Fest.
Incorrect. This will be me with Splash Fest. I'll be like, it means nothing. It meant nothing.
Come on. Give me another shot. That's going to be me texting that girl tonight.
Oh dear. Anyway, carry on. So you
but
drove a jet
were
ski.
We were in a hotel in Bali all together. And Neil was like, Conor, I rented a jet ski and no one wants to come out with me. Do you want to come with me? And I was like, all right. This is my dad's best
That's
mate.
hilarious,
And
yeah.
obviously I've known Neil for years and we all get along. Obviously I'm really good friends with his son, Johnny.
My stepdad took me jet skiing in Bali, but
it was in Bali.
no.
Oh, okay.
My stepdad, so different dad. My
Right.
stepdad, but when we went, I had my own one and he had his own one. So we were jet skiing like together, if that makes sense.
That's the thing.
We weren't on the same one.
It
Were
was
you
a
on
lot
the same
dodgier.
one?
Yeah, it was a lot dodgier. And it was in Bali as well.
Dude,
'cause
being on the same one is fucked.
they were just like, go out, do what you want, we don't care. And I got on the back with Neil, and I remember...
Actually, no. When that's right. When we went, I was on one with an instructor, and he was on one with an instructor. My stepdad, I'm talking about.
was
So,
like, in Bali, they give a
we
shit,
were
they're
with
like,
someone,
just take it, we don't
but they
give a
were
shit.
showing us how to do it. So.
like,
Well,
yeah.
my dad was like, "Dan, I don't think we know how to do this, so let's get a fucking instructor."
In Bali, they're like, just take it, you paid for the hour, we don't care.
No, that's true. They are like that. They
We
are
went
like
out
that.
so far.
So they let you do it completely on your own.
Yeah.
Wow.
We went out so far, and I was just like...
To be honest, I
was, like,
think
just
I think
hugging-
they probably would have let us do it on my own, but my dad was so fucking like, I don't want Daniel because again, don't let Dan drive. It was like I don't want Dan to
It's
fuck us
dangerous.
up.
It's so dangerous. Like,
Yeah.
and they didn't care because Neil paid for the hour, and he's like, look, none of my kids want to go on it, Conor. Do you want to come on with me? And I was like, yeah, fair
Dude,
enough.
that's the fucking best. That's such a good deal. Like
With Neil. I love Neil. I fucking miss Neil
the
so
deal
much.
with Neil.
They're such... I love Neil and Gav and Sean. They're like my dad's mates. They're like fucking
Yeah.
45, and I love them all.
No, it seems like the relationship you have with them is like how I love my fucking uncles. Like I love.
Yeah,
my
I
uncles,
love those
like,
guys, and I can trust Neil, but Neil doesn't know how to drive a jet ski. To my point, because we're driving literally 300 meters from shore, and we're hitting some seriously big waves. I'm like, Neil, maybe we shouldn't be. He's like, yeah, good point. And he goes to turn as we hit a wave. Next minute, we're so lucky we didn't get hurt. The wave hits us, and I just remember it felt like I was in a Call of Duty mission in first person. Do you know, did you see the arms?
Yeah.
You know, like we got hit by a wave, and I remember just the jet ski flying over my head,
Oh,
and then I just like hit the water. I remember I hit in Bali, like you can go out 300 meters and there's like quite shallow waters. I mean, I hit the floor of the like the bank of the sand. Luckily, there was no coral or rocks.
he didn't get the fucking propellers.
Even that, and I remember
Jesus
the scariest thing is I came up and the jet ski was upside down. I remember I came up and I was like,
Sean! Neil, where are you?
Neil! He's like, all right, Conor. I'm like, bro, what the hell? And he's like, all right, we should probably go back to I'm like, yeah, good point. and we swum to the jet ski. We flipped it over, and yeah, it was just absolutely crazy. Honestly, like I don't know how to describe it. Like, but like, you know, it was in Bali, which means it's the most dodgiest thing ever. But I just think, like, you know, because we went out and it was like he didn't know how to drive it. I don't know how to drive it. But
you were both okay in the end.
Yeah. I mean, we were emotionally and physically scarred.
But you basically just had to look at each other and you were like, "This is fucked. Let's get back to shore."
Yeah,
like,
I think the worst thing. I just think he was trying to jump waves.
Yeah.
And the worst thing we did was
reckless.
He went to jump a wave, and then unfortunately, last second,
It's when you go to turn. Yeah, it's when you go to turn.
Almost like if he went to jump the wave, we might have made it, and we might have just been like, and boom. But like he went, we shouldn't do that wave, and then the wave, and then the whole thing just kind of flipped.
I see.
And I remember coming back and being to my parents like, well, I could have just died, and they were like,
well, you know,
"What?"
if you had died, the Bali fucking,
I wouldn't have been here.
they would. You know, I'm sure if you had died, the people who owned the fucking resort would have come and found you and been like, shit, we need to cover this up. We don't want them to sue us. We're just gonna fucking. No one would have known if you died. Let me
I
put it
said
that
to
way.
Alicia the other day, I was like,
No, they rode off into the sunset. I don't know what the
we're going
what
back to
kind of
Perth,
accent
like-
is that?
I just going back to Perth. No, I actually said to my sister the other day, like, you and her did the slingshot.
Yes, we did. That fucking hurt the groin, I must say.
You couldn't pay me to do it. And I was like, how do you know that's legit? You could have died. Also,
Yeah, you're not
how
wrong.
did you do that? Was that terrifying?
It was pretty terrifying, I must say.
Was it the most fucked up thing?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I love how you're gonna say you've done it, but
No, that was so.
Like,
There's a thing in the Bali. What I don't know what you call it, Bali Central or whatever the fucking.
it's like a big ball and it goes.
It's a full on like slingshot. It was really fun. It was a really good time. But it was very adrenaline heavy, very fucking sore on the dick area because the fucking harness that they put on you just really rides up in the crotch. But me and Alicia, Connor's sister, went on it together. We had a great time. I love Alicia.
I don't know how you've done it. I said to her, I was like, how did you do that?
I will say, you talking
Awful.
about all your stories of Shawnee and Neil and all this shit. Like,
Yeah.
it makes me think about all the things I've done with my uncles, you know, like how, you know, I told this on the show, my Uncle Fred, me and him had that chat on my 21st birthday. And
Oh, I hate Uncut Gems.
yeah, he was ripping into
What a great
Uncut
movie.
Gems.
How can you not like Uncut Gems?
No, but what was so great about the conversation was how we had it. You know, he acknowledged that, you know, you'd rather have a movie that pisses people off than makes people go, yeah, all right, it was fine. You know what I mean? Like he was very good at acknowledging that Uncut Gems is clearly a movie with artistic specificity and direction, and like they knew what they were trying to do, even if it fucking pissed people the fuck
I
off.
poured myself, what's it called?
A cognac.
I opened up a box of Havanas. I poured myself a what?
Cognac.
Cognac. Sorry, by the way, if you want to have a glass of this, go.
I
get a
would
glass.
love one.
you want a
I'll get a
glass?
glass, yeah.
Because I meant to say I didn't bring my extra glass because
I noticed that and I was like, so what?
No,
You're trying to-
no. You used it last week when you came around my house. I won't say what happened. Actually, you said last week on the podcast on Wednesday you were high, and I guess so was I.
Ruh-roh.
I was playing you beats, and you said, "Can I need to make a shandy." I was like, "Use my. I've got two of these glasses.
Oh my
With
God.
my name on it."
I'm so sorry. I genuinely
What?
don't remember that at all.
Yeah, you do.
No, I don't. I remember you playing me the beats, but I don't remember that I used your dick canter glass to actually pour.
He
it.
ate my bed and he spelt shit everywhere. I had to change my sheets the next day and get them washed.
I'm really sorry. I'm
It's
sorry.
really fucking annoying. He always eats my bed. It's not happening anymore. It's not happening.
It's not. I agree. I
I'm
agree.
not letting you eat my bed
No,
anymore.
I
If you're
agree.
if you're gonna bring food in my room, you're eating on the floor.
I 100% agree. I don't want
There's
to.
this thing where he sits on my bed, he eats food, and he has his shoes on.
I don't want to make a mess.
We're in a pandemic right now, and he's doing this.
My hygiene.
Look, I get it.
It's
I get
terrible.
it.
I agree.
I did play beats, and as you
They were
said-
good. They were
no,
good
as
beats.
you said on Wednesday, I may have played for a little bit too long. But the whole point is that I play you the music, and you tell me where I'm going wrong.
Yes.
And now I've been cutting down the songs because you're
Look,
like you've
fro-
been.
Yeah, sorry.
Go
Go.
on.
No.
No, I'm done. Go on.
Okay.
I'm done.
No.
What's your response?
Yes, no.
I say what I say, and I'm over it. So you tell me. Yeah, go on.
No, well, I liked what you showed me. I actually was impressed, and I liked the transitions.
Thank you.
I did make some comments. I'm not sure if I remember all the comments I made, but from what I
was
remember,
making dumb mistakes. I agree.
again, this is very loose commenting, but some of the comments I made was, maybe the transition's a bit smoother, maybe some of the songs a bit shorter, that kind of thing. But
what I kept doing was
I'll get a thing while you're talking.
it's hard to explain, but like, you disgusting beast. When you're transitioning from song to song, sometimes you completely cut the audio from one of the tracks, and you it's almost like a pedestal like this. So like my audio's gone, like it's gonna go now, like you know what I mean, like it's gone. So like when you're doing a song and you're transitioning, sometimes you'll put the song down like that. It'll go down like that, you know. And sometimes I'll forget. It's obviously a 2-deck thing. Sometimes I'll forget that this audio is all the way down like this, and I'll go that you play the other song, and then I come back to the first deck, and then I go to play the other song, and it's completely out like this. Like cut to my mic, I go to play the other song, and I'm start playing it. It's like you can't hear me. You can't hear me. So that's what I was
They
doing.
actually can't hear anything.
That's what I mean. That's what I'm trying to do.
I see.
So sometimes I'll go and play another song, and
What
and
I did
it's all the way down.
was I sat down, I opened up a box of Havanas, I poured myself a cognac.
How cool is this, by the way?
I poured myself a very light cognac.
This cost me $52.
I know, I'm just kidding.
Bro, it's so expensive. And I got literally some cracking last Thursday, and I came upstairs with it, and I was like, Mitch, you have some, Dad, you have some. They had heaps, so I'm like, I'm not that suggestive.
What do you expect me to do? Drink this on the fucking rocks without any rocks?
Oh, sorry.
Thank you.
It's like, well, then just go get ice.
I do. Actually, no, I ran out. Well, actually, no, I do have ice. I do have ice in my fridge. Look at that. Wow.
Wow, that was actually really well
That
done.
was fucking solid. Good
Thank
on
you.
you.
But yeah, I agree. But the whole look,
That is beautiful.
I'm going to give you a fucking fat shout out when I'm doing my set at Splash, because like,
Shout out to the opener.
Nah, that's not happening. I'm sorry.
It is.
No, it's not. No, it's not.
Practicing guitar.
No, you have not.
No, I haven't, but I will be.
You lying
I will
dog.
be able to play the fucking
shit,
best
I'm gonna
Adam
come.
Sandler fucking comedy. Oh, fuck that one.
Listen, okay.
What?
Look, I think I'm gonna give you a fat. Not even think. I'm gonna give you a fat shout out in the Splash Fest because. What the fuck are you talking about? No, I'm gonna give you a fat shout because you deserve it. Because you are gonna look.
Of course, I'll give
You
you-
complain that I played too much music, but
No. Yes, go on.
you
Sorry.
did. You definitely did on Wednesday.
I
Like,
wasn't
you
necessarily.
played too
Look,
much.
I wasn't necessarily saying you were playing it too much. I was just saying, that I was a little bit fucking high,
We were both
and
zoinked.
all I'm saying was sometimes you got to read the audience and realize that I was enjoying it, but there wasn't much use that I could be because I don't remember that much of it. That's all I'm saying is that I was a little bit unhelpful because
I was excited to show down some tunes, and
And
he was so
honestly,
unhelpful.
I genuinely enjoyed listening to it, and I still would like to listen to more of it. And I was impressed. I am impressed.
Unfortunately, you're going to be that one guy who I'm going to, as much as Johnny, I'm going to play you my set heaps. Because and you're
I don't
gonna
mind.
I'm sick of the music because I care so much.
I actually love, because I did that play last year, and the thing with doing a play, especially a musical, you hear the fucking songs over and over, you hear the scenes and all that stuff, but I actually like the process of trying to get it perfect because you know that when you actually perform it live, that's your one chance to get it right. So I love the process of getting to that point where you feel like it's going to be perfect, perfecting it, rehearsing it. I think that's great. I love that stuff. And with my fucking
Fuck
cognac.
you.
And so, I think that's great.
No, but unfortunately, you do. One of the worst things with me is like, and I know a lot of people go through this, it's like you've heard this song so many times and you're like, actually, maybe the audience won't like this, but you're like, It's on the
It's the
night.
same-
It's the first time they've heard it.
It's the exact same with theater. You do the scene so many times.
Yeah.
You sing the song so many times. You go, so are they going to enjoy
That's
this?
the first time they've heard it.
You've
For
got
you, it's the 100th.
Absolutely. You've got to remember that not just the first time they've heard it, but it's the first time that you're performing it too. It's also the flavor of performance that you put on it. You know, the spin, your version of it. That's the first time that they've heard that. You know, someone could have heard Country Road 100,000 fucking times, you know, but if they hear your remix or your version or your, even the place that you place it within the set, that can evoke 100 different kinds of emotions than
it is scary.
all the ways they've heard it before.
I hit Johnny up today. I'm like, look, my set's looking like an hour and 20. And he was like, look,
Go for
Conor,
it.
I love you, but like,
But nah.
cut it down. And I was like, bruh. So I have to, unfortunately. And the hardest thing I'm struggling at the moment with is like, I love all the tracks on there, but I'm like, does this fit my set? Am I putting this in here because I like it? Or do I think the audience... Look, everything I put in there, I'm sure the audience will get some reaction out of it, but it's like, what songs would get the least reaction? And unfortunately, I did have to cut a few songs today because I keep hearing... Jesus. I keep hearing stuff and I'm like, this is really lit. I want to use this. But it's like, well, you've already got songs, so it's like, fuck. And unfortunately, it's just going to get worse because we're probably not going to be doing... Splashfest probably isn't until November, which means things are going to come out. I'm going to evolve as a DJ, and you know. But I'll say this: every song that I'm not using, I'm doing a. I actually spoke to my mum today. We're doing a after quarantine party at my house. We have like 100 people over. And I said to Mum, "Can I do a set at our house?" So fortunately,
Whoa, you're going to do a splash set at your fucking...
It won't be Splash. No, because it's a different audience. That's my point.
Good. I'm glad you're
That's my point.
because it is a very different audience.
I will make another set for that. But some of the songs I've taken off Splash will get used.
That's why, by the way, I know I don't want to go into this too much, but when it was my 21st, my dad heard snippets of my playlist because I went over earlier in the day
Go
to
on.
help set up. And, you know, he was listening to my playlist and songs would come on and he'd be like, damn, what is this shit? You know, like really cheeky and all this stuff. And like, I get where he was coming from. But first of all, a lot of my friends were coming over. I knew the songs would mean a lot to them, but I didn't choose just shit. You know what I mean? I chose, look, there were some songs that meant a lot to me that probably wouldn't have meant a lot to many
Anyone
other people.
else, yeah, but
I mean,
it's your
look,
party, so you know.
Fucking Baby Blue, for example. I had
An Irish Celebration.
Yeah, an Irish Celebration. So those two songs.
You, me, and Mitch, and any guys like.
Yeah, those two. Well, you and me were the only ones for fucking Baby Blue, like fucking balling.
But no one else really get it.
Yeah, no, exactly. So there were a couple of songs that were just for me, but honestly, a lot of the songs I didn't put any songs on there that I knew would like alienate anyone. I tried to keep all the songs that they would be
That's
appealing
the thing,
to.
like.
Generally,
100%.
the most people, and I
think that's like
because
where it's
also
at, you know.
when you're at a party and people are talking, the song is sort of underneath the talking. So actually, it's more important what the beat and the tempo of the song is. So if the song could actually sound sort of shit if you listen to it on its own, but it can have a pretty fucking mellow tempo and beat that if it's playing underneath the talking of so many people, actually most people can kind of fucking jam to it.
Yeah,
So
I'm
I'm not saying you should play any bad songs. I'm just saying.
You asked me the other night about playing it to people, and I said I'm gonna the only three groups of people. I'm gonna play it to Johnny,
Yeah.
who's gonna be doing another set with me.
Yeah, baby.
I'm gonna play it to you. I'm gonna play it to my family, so my mum.
By
and
the
my
way, when
sister.
this COVID-19 is over, we need to get fucking Johnny over for a...
Yes,
guest
no,
spot,
I would
yeah.
love to have Johnny on before. We should do like a before of Splash Fest.
We need to get Aiden on the show again. We need to get Johnny on, and we need to get Declan on.
Mitch.
And Mitch.
Yeah. And actually, yeah, I agree. You should do like a Splash Fest special.
Yeah,
where you
we
interview me
should.
and Johnny.
We can play fucking clips.
Wow, you want to do a pre and post special?
Yes, a preamble. Well, the post can be with just you and me, but
Okay, fuck you, Johnny.
no, Johnny can come on. No, Johnny can come on. I'm just saying if he's busy or if we,
Oh,
whatever.
Johnny's not busy.
Oh, you
I love Johnny.
savage.
No, but like, I can just tell when I finally I said to Johnny, I said, I think at least 2 to 3 months before our set, we need to finalize a set list where we can't change it.
Yes. Totally agree.
And because I feel like, because you can't, you can't
at
be
that
fucking
point,
around with it.
but no, the point is, at that point, you have to work on the performance of the set, not the set itself. You need to work on how you do the
right now it's
transitions.
changing so much. It's like this can get flipped and I can do
look,
that, which is nice right now, but you can't do that forever.
I'm not trying to sound like a fucking, real patriarchal kind of guy, but,
No, I respect
having
your
done
opinion.
a lot of live
I respect your
performances, stand-up and theater, it is very much like that. You've got to get... And actually, I was going to say before... there's a perfect example right here. Like stand-up can sometimes feel like that. You tell these jokes over and over and over, and in your head, sometimes you're like, I've heard this joke so many times that it's not funny to me anymore. So, but when you tell it to an audience that some of these jokes that were my earliest jokes, I could tell the joke the way I originally wrote it, and it would still get laughs. Not all of them. Most of the set is kind of shitty, but some of the jokes are good enough that I could tell them next week, not that there would be any comedy clubs open, but I could tell them on stage next week and people would laugh. Yeah. But because in my head, I go, I've heard that joke for fucking 2 years. I've known that joke for so long. It becomes unfunny to me, but as a performer, you need to be able to remember that you are not the audience. You are the person presenting, and the audience, most of the time, either they've never heard what you've done, or sometimes they have, but they just forgot about it. You know what I mean? Like, especially as a comedian, sometimes you do a show and you could even have the same audience, but you tell the same joke and they fucking laugh again because it's still a funny joke, and like, it'll be similar with your
I just feel like, I've pledged the only 3 people. Again, it's not really... I shouldn't say people. I'm me in groups. So it's you I'm going to play my full set to.
Yes.
Because I really value your opinion. Because I feel like you know about live acts and stuff.
Sure.
Obviously, Johnny, he's doing the other set. And then I'm going to show it to my family, who's my mum, my dad, and my sister. And I just feel like that's where I'm going to get... my mum was the first to say, oh, Conor.
Interesting.
What is this song? And I'm going to say to them, before I perform it, I said, by the way, the set list, it's in stone. No matter what you say, it's in stone.
I ain't changing any of this.
I'm not changing it. I say, if you don't like the song, sit there awkwardly. If you like it, get up, dance, sing it, do what you got to do.
I remember I think I did my first stand-up set to my family, but I think that was the only one I ever did because they enjoy the jokes and they laugh at the jokes. And Omar especially, because my Omar has done a lot of drama. She's done a lot of...
So airports these days, what's the point of them?
The thing is, Omar's a great example. She might not get all the jokes, but she definitely gets the performing side of it. She gets the stage presence. She gets the pacing of the jokes, which is almost half of the work. For comedy, obviously for music, it's a little bit different, and for live music. But I did perform once to my family, but I've never since performed.
I was going to say... Sorry.
I've performed a little bit to you even, but you haven't even seen my full set.
No, I'm
in
bad
the way
friend.
in the way that I've performed. No, I'm not saying you're bad.
They're in Fremantle. It's one way to go.
No, I'm not. Look, I would love.
His house is literally 5 minutes away from when you live. So like,
first of all, I would love for you to come to a couple of my shows.
I will come, but you haven't done it for a while.
By the way,
so.
also, by the time this whole thing blows over, we are a lot more mature. I think you're a lot more open to coming.
I saw Dan's play. I dressed up really nicely. And I
dressed up very nice,
and I vlogged. I released a vlog, but I've got the footage.
I think you're a lot more.
Release the vlog.
I think you're a lot more mature now. We both are. What I'm saying is like, no. What I'm saying is for both of us, an event on a weeknight to like go to a comedy show, you would come. It's not a big deal.
Can I ask you a question?
After this whole thing blows over, I'll go do a comedy show. You'll show up. We'll have a fat laugh.
So, I assume.
Yes.
So I suppose to say about doing a set at her after quarantine party. We have a lot of people around.
Yes.
You're invited, Mitch is invited.
Love it.
Dave's coming, Dave from
I love Dave.
Australia Day.
Yeah.
Australia
Dave.
Australia Dave. I love you, Dave. That's gonna be my first actual time performing in front of people because that'll be before Splashfest. But
love it.
I was gonna ask, are you doing are you gonna do a Halloween party this year?
I would love to. I just hope if we can, 100%. I want to do
an hour set.
Of course you can.
Okay, cool. That was some fat dead air.
No, of course you can. No.
I was gonna say like because I'm actually gonna stay on the night at mum's thing and be like, look, before I begin,
Yes.
I'm an aspiring DJ. If you have any parties coming up, I'll do them for free.
No, well,
Probably for the first year.
You know, by the
I
way-
just want to get experience.
by the way, I've been wanting to buy a fucking like portable, not portable, like a really high quality, but a piano that you can move to different places. And when we next have a party, I want to play music. Like I've been learning music. Oh, fuck you.
Always the center of attention.
I'll play Everyday Life and look at him. He'll fucking jam. He won't care.
Oh no! I actually got a really cool remix for
I'll play Orphans and he'll fucking be the first on the dance floor.
Wiggle, 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 wiggle.
Da, 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 da. No, but what I'm saying is like I'm saying I have the similar aspirations of like me learning piano. I'm
just
learning
saying,
piano.
You're the only other person I know who probably will throw a party in October.
Yeah,
off
no,
my-
well, dude, I want to do a fucking Christmas in July party, man. I want to fucking do that. I just don't think it'll be
Unfortunately, that's not
possible.
going to happen.
I just don't think it's going to be
Nah,
fucking.
I'm sorry, that's not going to happen.
No, I think it's too soon. I think that things won't be opening up enough. You know, I think it's a shame.
But if you're going to do a Halloween party, do you mind if I...
Of course,
Do a set.
I'd be happy for you to do a set. Well, but again, because I've been trying to do piano a lot, and what is it? Fucking April. So by October,
Maybe you can be my opener.
well, by October, if I know a couple of songs,
I love it. It's your party. You're the opener.
no, well, actually, no. I think that's a good idea because if I play piano and if I play songs that are like everyone knows, so everyone can kind of sing along to, if I can play that at a point where people aren't too drunk
Yeah.
that they're into it, and
Don't
they'll
do
sing
Orphans
along.
because I got a fat remix.
And if I play it in a way that's like, maybe it's like 20 to 30 minutes, it's like 4 or 5 songs, everyone sings along, and then I go away, and then you have your set that's more of a, I assume would be more of a party people
Yes.
can party to.
Yeah.
I think that'd be great. I think that'd be
I think that's what your parties are missing is that you
the live element.
stop
No, I love
getting-
the live element. I
stop
love it.
getting Nathaniel to make the fucking playlist like he's done
He
before.
does a good playlist. I would make the playlist for our next
No,
party.
he had the days on it, which is this year on my set list. So I love that song.
He's a good DJ.
He did have
but,
this in my vlog. You
I'll
can
get
hear
him to DJ instead.
Try me, bitch. I love DJing, and I want to honestly at my quarantine party. I'm gonna say, look, for next year, you got a deal. I'm not gonna charge anyone anything.
Yeah.
I will DJ for a year, any party. Don't charge me.
No, that's the best way to do it.
I want to get experience. So
No.
that's great. So now I've got 3 things coming up. I just want to get experience.
You know, it's so ironic.
Hopefully
like,
it's Splash. People come up to me and Johnny and be like, "Can you do a duo act?" And that'd be great.
it's so funny
If
because
they pay me, they do. If they don't, they don't.
literally my goal this year.
Oh god, they keep
What a
happening.
you twat. One,
Okay, I'm not
one
gonna use a coaster anymore.
smile to the camera for the thumbnail.
Why?
Cognac.
Alright.
We always need a thumbnail. What do you mean why?
I don't know why it's now.
Because we need a thumbnail.
Your mic's always in the way. You should get that out of it. It's hard to Photoshop over.
Huh? No, I always keep the mic in.
What about me? Should I put my mic in then?
Have you not been looking at the thumbnails? Look at the
Yes, I
camera.
do. It's my
You
fucking-
twat.
my fucking thing.
Anyway, but my point being
Can I go to the
is
toilet?
that yes, just listen to what I'm saying. Let me talk
I
to
don't
my
wanna listen to it.
let me
No,
talk
I'm
to my
joking.
audience. We'll finish the show up in like 10 minutes by the way. 'Cause
Oh.
this is like one of the longest shows we've ever done.
Alright, can we do another one then? Because we've got nothing else to do.
We can keep going. We can get
No,
going.
we'll film another show, but we've got nothing else to do, so might as well just
Yes,
keep
of
drinking
course,
and
of
filming.
course. But anyway, so basically, one of my biggest goals this year, and one that I intend to stick to, and really would like, especially Kath made a great point. Right now is the best time for me to fucking write stand up because I can write so much, perform it. No, I ain't. But here's the thing: is that one of my biggest goals this year was to do more live performing in the open mic form, and I wanted that. I wanted that to be partly stand up, and I wanted it to be partly open mic music because I've been learning piano. I'm not a great singer, whatever I can. Whatever. I fuck you. I can like sing in the sense that I can carry a tune. Can I always necessarily hit the octave? Maybe not, but I can sing it an octave lower. I can sing it within my range.
Maybe I'm the bringer of bad news, but I just don't think you're going to be opening Splash Fest for me. This isn't Johnny. This is me. I just don't think it'll fit the. I just don't think it's going to fit the vibe very well, bro. It's just not going to work.
You know me. You know I
Yeah, I
wouldn't.
do know you, and it's just not going to work. I'm sorry.
Okay, listen. By the way,
This is me, not Johnny. Is so nice and too polite. Johnny's one of the most loveliest human beings I've ever met in my life. He's the sweetest, most loveliest guy. He deserves the world. He is too polite to say no to you. So that leaves it to me.
I will very consciously make performance that will A, be very funny, and B, ideally fit with the tone of Splashfest. If I can't do that,
okay.
If I can't do
I'll
that,
give you a chance.
I won't perform.
I'll give you a chance.
We just handshook. Maybe we should both go into quarantine.
The clip is Conor shakes hands with the devil.
No, but you know, the thing is, I should have turned these lights on fucking at the beginning of the episode, but it's too late now.
Oh, we're going to probably film one after this. 'Cause we've got something else to do
anyway,
for real.
so basically, how do I fucking turn these things on? There we go, but we need a different color.
What's this?
There we go. Green is a nice one. So I would only do a show at Splashfest if I know that it can be entertaining and if it can fit the mold of the kind of
Which
show.
I don't believe it will. We're DJing. And you know what's really good is that me and Johnny's sets are so different, which I love, by the way.
But listen to me. What I'm saying is, I've heard a bit of your set. Can you trust me as a performer that, by the way,
you're
I'm
one
not
of
gonna,
the best performers, if not the best performer I know.
I'm not going to play something live without showing you. So anything
you have to show me and Johnny.
Yes, anything I would pitch.
I do like the idea that Splashfest is a multiple act thing.
Of course.
Because it sounds a bit lame. It's just two
100%.
people.
No, 100%.
And if one of Johnny's friends came up to me and said, I want to do something, I would say 100%.
That's why I want to do something. And what I'm saying is, I promise you, as someone who has not a vast
I just
experience,
don't want
but
it
a
to be
decent
ripped
amount.
into, because it just seems a bit weird that we're both doing DJ sets, so you're going to come up with a guitar and to an audience of like, bro, there's going to be like 40
I want to do a
people.
fucking
There's probably
piano.
like 40
I'll do a piano.
I want to push for 50, but it's not my house. But there's going to be at least 40 people there.
What I'm saying is, you need to trust me as a performer that I won't come to you and Johnny with a fucking, I'll come to you with a fucking 3-way parlay that you can't refuse.
What do you know?
I mean? Yeah.
Do you want to know what I know? It's the dumbest fucking thing I've ever heard of.
I disagree.
I disagree, Conor.
But no, that's the thing is that I'm not going to come.
The ironic thing is you are Adam.
I will
playing guitar.
What I'm saying is, I will pitch to you the song or the set or whatever that I prepare.
I just think it's a bit weird. That's all.
What I'm saying is,
I don't know how it fits. If you were doing a DJ set, I'd be like, my man, open for me.
Okay, just trust me. Trust me. Let the
I
fucking
just don't want
mind,
you to be ripped into. Who's Mish going to hang out with?
let the one-man brain trust do its fucking work. Okay, I will come up with some fucking fire shit. I'll pitch it to you and Johnny, and you and Johnny will say, I love that. I want that to be a part of the show. We need it in the show. It creates a fucking great,
That doesn't
great
sound like
vibe.
me.
And then I'll say, great. I'll be happy to give you the fucking show, and you'll love it, and we'll have a fucking great time. And what I'm saying is, I wouldn't, as a performer, if I prepared something that I could see didn't fit in Splash,
Yeah.
I wouldn't perform it.
Well, check out the vibe, because
you just got to trust that.
It's a lot of young people. I'm gonna be honest here. Don't rip into me, but a lot of drugs, a lot of alcohol. It's a young party.
That's what I'm saying. You got to trust
You know.
that I understand that vibe. I'm not going to try and do anything that's outside of that vibe. Okay, I promise.
Jesus Christ, was that on camera?
Ruh-roh. Yeah, it was literally my camera.
There you go. Oh, great.
That's the fucking best GIF we've ever fucking created. No, I'll do it. I'll fucking do it. I'm like Hector right now.
The laugh he does this episode is like,
Man, he loves the fucking birthday special. Was it Carol's birthday or some shit?
oh, the fucking birthday hat. Yeah, there you go. I wiped you down.
Thank you for wiping me off.
All right, folks, we're going to be back with another episode tonight. We're just going to go and have a quick break, and then we'll be back with another probably hour special.
How dare you exit the show in that way?
Well, we'll be
You
back.
didn't even say thanks for watching.
Yeah, thanks
Thanks for watching, folks. Thanks for coming.
I don't care. You're back soon.
episode.
Do you have to,
Will-
what do I owe you guys? You fucking.
Yeah.
I'm giving you entertainment. You want to go? Oh, sorry. The cat will hang in there like.
Yeah, we'll be like.
Da-da.
So we've cut Connor's feed because he was aggressive. No, thank you very much for watching this episode. We love you very much. We always appreciate you tuning in. We love being able to do these longer shows. I speak for myself, but I think it's a really fun time. We both really enjoy it.
No.
Yeah, thanks for
No, I hate it. It's the worst.
thanks for sticking with us. We need this
We're gonna
probably.
film another episode tonight.
I would like to
We've
film
got
another
nothing
episode.
else to do,
It's not going to
so-
post at the same day as this episode, so
We've got nothing else to do.
the audience,
Right, whatever.
the audience won't know.
Holy shit.
All right, see you later, guys.
But thank you very much. We'll see you next episode.